Hello, I'm Declan McConaghy.
And I'm Deborah Loughran.
And welcome to Newry City Half Marathon and 10K 2025.
Some fantastic scenes there from last year, and it's just a taste of what we have to come for today. Our starter for today is Colin Fern, Bootsy. The momentum is building here at the start line. Colin is down there. He is a character in the running world. He does such a fantastic job, Declan, a real community man. He maybe doesn't have the most PC ways of running.
You could say that.
Sometimes Bootsy might have a wee beer stop along the way, but he has a heart of gold and he truly deserves this accolade.
About 50 metres away from us, I can see the finish, and the other side of the finish is the start. Wonderful, wonderful drone pictures we're seeing right across the city at the minute. And there's our shot looking back down along the quays, along the side of the Albert Basin. We've got our outrider in front. We've got our camera in the back of the vehicle in front is going to be leading the runners right along the quays here. We're counting down towards the start. The atmosphere's been absolutely brilliant. Great crowds along the sides here watching in. And there's our young persons away with the start on the pram, so they're getting a head start on it. You can see them heading along there, and just behind the nerves, you can see the nerves on the start line there, Deborah. Runners just stepping up to the line. Bootsy will be there.
This is always the difficult bit, isn't it? That bit when you're standing waiting.
There's 287.
In anticipation, ready to go. I think it's one of those things that nearly feels like a catapult. You've pulled back, you've got your training, and you're just waiting on that opportunity.
Ready to shoot like an arrow from a bow.
Opportunity to go. So
toilet time is gone. Although there are queues for the toilets still over here to our right. Why did they put the commentary position right beside the toilets? I never know.
If you look at our runners, they've just done their little sort of clap. The formalities are over and Bootsy is ready to get underway. And this truly is an amazing event for our city here today. And we can see some of the Pacers balloons set out there. We'll talk a little bit more about the Pacers going forward. And
I hope that's not the PB bell that's ringing in the background, because somebody has achieved a tremendous amount of...
I think somebody has set off a fire alarm and it
come on board for this race. It's a fantastic flat race, and it could be a PB today.
We're looking up here at the start. There's our runners.
And we're going to talk about some of these runners.
We'll give them all a big shout out later on. Obviously, this is our half marathon going away at just about 10 o'clock, so we're just a minute after 10, which is a great timing.
8, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And here we go, 3, 2, 1, and they're off. The start of the Newry 2025 half marathon here in Newry City.
Just call them because our commentary box today are straight out there at the start. Quite a few
Big bunch of Newry City
Newry
runners
City
there,
runners
as
there.
well.
Nice to see many females at the start there, and we will talk about some of the key
There's
people
Noel Moe.
as we go along. Noel Moe is one of our snappers, one of the photographers here, and Noel actually did the drone. Noel actually did the drone footage for us for the front runners, which was fantastic.
Deborah, you've run this half marathon before. How are the runners feeling now?
I think you've got that little bit of nervous energy at the start. Sort of the key thing is not to go out too quickly, because I think, Declan, you're prone to going out a little bit too fast.
You get carried away in the moment, though, don't you?
You do, and I think it's important to use that first mile or two just to set the pace.
There's Mo.
And
Hi, Mo.
for
Mo's
our-
one of our pacers.
She's our 2-hour pacer, and we'll talk a little bit about Mo later on. Maureen O'Hare, a fabulous runner and a great community woman, and gets
There's
involved
Lusk
in so
AC
much.
going through. Hi, Lusk.
All the team from Lusk down. It's great to see people coming from Dublin and Belfast and beyond, and I think, Declan, we have in fact over 80 clubs
It's not
represented
amazing
here
the
today.
participation of
is
it. But listen, we were talking about
absolutely
how they're feeling at the beginning. How would we be feeling now?
I think once you get started, you sort of have to settle into your pace and decide, how am I going to run this race? What am I actually going to do whenever I get out here? How am I going to use a pacer, or am I going to just sort of get going and get started on it?
Okay,
We'll
we can see
there.
our front runners heading over the Dublin Bridge now, and they're going to turn right down into River Street.
And I think they've already started at a blistering pace
They
there.
surely
And
have.
the question is, are they going to be able to keep that up, and are we going to have any records broken here today? Some of the guys that are there in the front runners, or maybe some of the people that we
Isn't that a fantastic drone
like to
shot?
talk
Look
about.
at that, looking across the
Stunning.
city. There's Canal Court Hotel, church, cathedral in the background. And look at the runners streaming down around there, turning right into River Street and along the banks of the Newry River. And they'll be heading down into Boat Street.
And the weather has really kept up for us today, and I
There's
hope
Emer
that
McCracken.
I hope that the rain keeps off for us throughout the morning, because that is a really important thing. Because I suppose talking to people after London Marathon, the blistering heat really did impact their performance. Declan, do you find in the rain that it would make a difference?
I did London back in 2018, and they say it was the hottest London ever. And in training for that, we actually trained through what they called, you remember the Beast from the East? And
Yes.
that cold winter and deep piles of snow. And the thing about the training is, yourself, you've got a plan and you've got to sort of stick to it. You can slip a week, you can slip a day here and there, but you got to build that plan. So rain, hail or shine, you're out in the training, and then when you hit the actual day of the event itself, and it's completely opposite. That was a big challenge.
And I suppose the last 2 weeks of this training for a lot of these people here, when they were coming into their taper time, was probably into that hot weather. So I suppose it's looking at how you adjust and make that happen. Some of the people that we had listed out in terms of our potential front runners, I did see Brendan Heaney from Newry AC there. He was 4th in 2024 in 74 minutes. And he has 2:30 time in Dublin Marathon, so we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for.
He's
for
3:32.
Brendan. We also had Martin Vineco, and again he was 3rd in Newry 10K in 2024. So it'll be interesting to see if Martin's there, what he can do in the half marathon.
I'm trying to see who the front runners are at the minute, and their numbers are just hard to make out because the sun is so bright on the white. We'll have to look at that for next year.
We will maybe get them. We will maybe get them
We'll
on
get
the way
it,
back
yeah.
up there. We also wanted to mention possibly Ross Mercer. He is East Antrim Harriers, and he had 75:59 from Belfast Half in 2023. Again, some fantastic times there. I see Edwina Flynn doesn't realise that we're live. Our president of the Chamber.
Well, Edwina, welcome to the
Commerce,
show.
who is taking part with her team from Wood Innovations this year, and there's 3 of them that are running the half marathon, and 9 of the team are actually running the 10K.
That's brilliant.
And they're all doing it for Cancer Fund for Children, an amazing charity, and it's in memory of Christopher McGee, one of their colleagues' little son's Connell. So it's an amazing tribute for Christopher and all his colleagues, and Edwina, our president of the chamber, who is taking part in the 10K today. And
I'm just going to say, Edwina's had joined the queue for the loo.
She has indeed, but I think she's a little bit overexcited. I wonder how she'll be after about 8K and into the race. So we're seeing fantastic scenes here.
And those drone pictures are absolutely incredible.
They really are. They're amazing, and seeing people heading down the Worm Point Road, and I suppose once you get into that and you get the first mile over you and in through Carnby and Industrial Estate, Declan, we need to talk about the wind.
Oh, the wind, yeah.
What is our view on the wind? You were out yesterday and you felt it was coming from both directions.
Yeah, well, it's strange because it's a very flat and fast route. I did the 10K yesterday, so when you head up from here, you're going up past the quay, turning back down, and you're heading towards Warren Point. If the wind is in your face going down, you can guarantee that when you're on the turn, the wind will be on your face coming back again. It's that type of wind here, it goes both directions at the one time.
And the thing is not to get complacent on the way down, because the chances are the headwind will be in your face coming back. I just got a very quick shot there, and I believe that it is Kenneth Nugent who is just leading the pack there at the minute. He's wearing bib number 703, and he was 5th last year in Newry Half Marathon. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on Kenneth Nugent. And he is from Dunor Harriers. Yeah. So if you can see there, we're picking him up on the screen. I just can't quite see who that is beside him, but hopefully as we go along we'll get a good shot on those numbers. And that seems to be a leading pack of 4 who have made a little break for it very early on in our race here.
You know what? Maybe if I take my shades off, I might be able to see the numbers a little bit better.
See, you're just too cool for school, Declan. So we've also got there. Now, this is maybe showing our age that we can't see these bibs, but if you can see them on YouTube, you will see that we have 4 people that have sort of pushed on ahead there, and really looking at those drone footage.
And that's a brilliant drone shot, because you can see some of the sporting activities going on. So we've got on the left-hand side the Newry Tennis Club and Bowling Green. And then over on the right you can see Park Esler, home of Shamrocks GSC, and that's where Down play their home games, and Down will be playing Louth there in a couple of weeks' time, so that's going to be a big game. I believe the stand for that is actually sold out already. And look at that wonderful view you have up Carlingford Loch, and he's drawn back so you can see the Newry River, and then you can see Carlingford Loch over there. To the left, that's St Mary's Graveyard. And then the other thing that worth noting here is that along the right-hand side, between the river and the canal, the new greenway has been developed.
Just an unbelievable resource that we're going to have that can eventually take you from Portadown right through to, I think, well, it's Green Ore, I think, at the minute, and then they're hoping to extend it on to Dundalk.
Brilliant.
So it's just going to be a wonderful resource for us here. But if you look at those shots, I mean, I don't think our half marathoners are going to get the opportunity to take in the scenery.
No, they won't. No.
But I think if you did get the chance to stop and have a look, it really is spectacular.
So at the minute, the half marathon is looping around Greenbank Industrial Estate, so that'll make up the distance for them. They'll take a loop through Greenbank, and then they'll come back out onto the Warm Point dual carriageway. Dual carriageway is closed for today, so they've got the width of the dual carriageway to run down. Hello, how are you? There's someone very, very happy.
Some of our spectators.
A potential racer in a number of years' time.
And I think for me, just coming back to that race route, Declan, when you get through that little sort of loop around Greenbank Industrial Estate, you start to get into your rhythm, and I think that's when you really start to feel you've eased into this race. So I think that's what those guys will be focusing on at the minute. Get the little bit and Greenbank through, and then you're straight down and straight up the dual carriageway.
665 is Gary Morrow from North Down.
North Down Club well represented here today, and we can see some of our pacers coming through there on the shots, and all these people just easing themselves into the race and getting started. And I suppose we've had loads of shout outs from people
go ahead.
for people that they wanted to mention. Jack McConaghy, who is running for the Alzheimer's Society for his Granny Kate.
What a running relationship there.
Granny Kate possibly could be. Yeah. Granny Kate is a fabulous woman who keeps all of the family in Camla and Jonesborough in check. So good luck to Jack McConaghy, who's out there running that. We had earlier on standing beside us Colin Flynn here from Slieve Gullion Runners, and he just wanted to give a shout out to all the Slieve Gullion runners and wish them the best of luck taking part today. And we obviously had we've mentioned him already, our local snapper, Noel Moe, who is also running the half and did that drone footage. I wonder would he prefer to be on drone camera today than having to actually run the half marathon.
Well, you know, I was talking to someone just yesterday when we were coming in. I said, you know, in a way, you miss not being out there running, and this is great, and it's brilliant to bring the live stream there, but the excitement of actually being part of it and being part of the event is brilliant. You must miss the running at the minute, Deborah, because I know you're on the injury bench.
I am on the injury list, and I don't know whether I'm getting old or whether I actually have a justified injury, but it's very, very difficult because it becomes part of your life and you know, part of your circle and you know, and your social circle as well. So it's very, very difficult for anybody who's used to doing that and can't do it. So I'm delighted to be part of here today in some way. And you always say, and I think this is why you get. This is why you always get people signing up for marathons, you know, as they've come and watched them. But they don't maybe realise that you have to do the work to get to that point. And while I have this absolutely beautiful finisher's medal here today, I only grabbed this one. These are hard earned, and you don't get them for nothing. You don't get them for standing here in the commentary box, unfortunately. And I think sometimes you think that you really want to be out there running the race, but in reality, when you get to 10 or 11 miles, Declan, I think you might prefer to be standing here.
I think I'll keep this one for later on.
You're right.
Do you think will give us one of those at the end? Okay, we're going to give you a view of the route. So just to give you an idea of what the runners will be taking part in, the 10k runners are just gathering. They're doing their warm-ups and things like that.
We are literally a couple of minutes away from, I suppose, 15 minutes away from the 10k start. So that will be happening fairly soon, and we're going to take a little look at
let's have a look at the route that they're going to follow on the 10k with those pictures from Noel Moe.
Like the half marathon route, the 10k race follows an out and back course, starting and finishing at the Albert Basin at the Quays Shopping Centre. But unlike the half, doesn't take in the Greenbank Industrial Estate.
Rather, runners will head towards the city centre and take a right turn towards the Warnpoint Road. And when they reach the Greenbank roundabout, they'll head straight down the dual carriageway for 2 miles before turning at the designated point and making their way back.
As they come back into Newry, they'll hear the music pumping as they cross the Dublin Bridge and head for the finishing straight, with the voices of every one of our great supporters out there cheering them over the line. So that's our 10k route, and such a lot to look forward to for the people who are still lining up for the toilets, Declan. it has to be said. And some of our courthouse crew that we have from a Saturday morning, we can see some of the guys over there getting lined up. Kieran, and he's looking a little bit excited, but maybe not so whenever he lines up in a couple of minutes. So I suppose we've been out and about talking to some of the runners, and our fabulous roving reporter, Anna, has been out on the ground. So who has Anna been talking to, Declan?
Let's see if we can catch her up.
I'm here at the start line of the race. The music is pumping and the runners are raring to go. I've caught up with a few runners before they start the race. So we have people who have travelled here today for this race. So where have you come from?
Yes, so we travel just from Cookstown because we live there. But here Martin travelled from Slovakia. It's our dear friend, right? And he's a big runner, you will see. But last year he was third in the 10k race. So he will try to do the same.
The big day is here. How are you feeling?
Slightly nervous, slightly excited. It's the first time I've ever actually done a race in my home city, so I'm really looking forward to it. it's a brilliant atmosphere. Newry City Runners do such a brilliant job in terms of organising the event. We've got the live stream this year, which is great, so people can watch it, especially when we're running up and down the Julie Carriageway. I'm looking forward to it, but as I say, I'm slightly nervous, but hopefully I can hit my goal time.
So Brendan, you hit a big landmark last year. Tell us about it.
Well, it's the first time I broke 2 hours. At my age, I never thought I would. And if it was going to happen anywhere, it was going to happen in Newry. It was a super event, always is a super event. Attention to detail is deadly, but I could never get that 2 hours magical. I got in 1:59.58, so it was cutting it fine, but it's 2 seconds that I'll never forget.
Go on, Slovakia!
Go on, Slovakia, yeah!
Go on.
Thanks very much, Anna. And we'll be catching up with more of the runners and the supporters as we go through the morning. Edwina is determined to get into the show. Edwina, come in, come
over and say hello, Chris.
quick. How are you? Give a wave to the camera here. You're live.
This is our president of the Chamber of Commerce, and this already busy woman does a fantastic job out and about in the community. And I don't know if we can get a mic on Edwina.
No, just keep talking to her. You'll hear her.
I'm loud enough. I'm loud enough.
We could even hear you from over in the toilet queues. Are you excited? How are you feeling about today?
Listen, I didn't get.
Keep talking this way, Edwina.
Which way?
This way.
Oh, to you.
To Deborah.
Yes, I didn't get doing the training that I would have liked to, but I'm here. We have 13 people from Wood Innovations doing this today. There are 4 or 3 have just gone to do the half marathon, and the rest of us are doing the 10k. So it's fantastic.
And it is absolutely wonderful to see companies like Wood Innovations supporting this event, coming out today, and it's brilliant. And I wish you the very best of luck,
so much.
Edwina.
Edwina, you missed the start. They were away half an hour ago.
No, sure, right. We got them. We videoed them.
Are you
We're
not
next.
doing? You're
No,
not
I'm
doing the half.
Declan.
Edwina.
10k.
Next year.
I've ran 4, so I'm hoping that the legs are going to hold.
They
up for
will.
another 6.
Well, we will
are.
see you coming back on the way in, and we will be cheering you on. So Edwina Flynn, our president of the Chamber of Commerce and CEO of Wood Innovations.
See you
Best
soon.
of luck.
Well
Cheerio.
done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And on that note, we have a few more shout outs as we watch now. Our
Hello.
front leader has come back interview. Hello girls, how are you? There's lots of runners coming past us here who are getting geared up for the 10k.
It's Gary Morrow, North Down.
Gary's still in the lead.
Yep.
And he seems to have pushed on a little
He's
bit.
riding out well too,
little
isn't
bit
he?
ahead there. So
He makes it look so easy.
he really does, and I suppose he's coming back up. If you think of our route that we had showed at the start, he's coming back up out of the Greenbank Industrial Estate there.
Yeah, they'd be hitting the
hitting
dual carriageway.
Hitting the carriageway, and I just wonder what way that wind is going, or what way that's going to impact the runners today. A few other people
Shout-outs?
out on the course today. We have a big shout out from Maria Murphy, which is going to Donna Rowland and all the children and staff from St Bridget's Primary School in Dramilly. And they're all very proud of the team at Dramilly, and that's my local
I see
primary
Claire
school.
Hannah over there.
So we
There's
are
Claire
absolutely,
Hannah, yeah.
we are absolutely delighted. And Maria Murphy's husband Donal is another great runner, and he's also taken part in the half. And just as I was giving that shout out, Declan's just spotting random people here and giving them shout outs. So Claire Hannah, the MP, has just gone past us and is queuing for the bathrooms. This is just...
There's no hiding in this game, is there?
This is the spot to be, because we are seeing everybody who needs to...
I think Claire ran the Belfast Marathon, didn't she?
She did
Yeah.
indeed. So
Yeah.
it is fantastic to see her here in Newry. And not 5 minutes before that, we had Liz Kimmins going past us, who is our infrastructure minister, and Liz is doing starter
For
the kids run.
That's right.
Later on, which is great.
Shout out to Jim McGuigan from Newry Bosco and Newry Musical Society and New Point Players. Great performer, and I hope he turns in a great performance today for the Newry 10k. And Jim is running with Liam and Paul McGuigan, Paul of Newry City Runners. And actually I ran with Paul in London 2018. So
Brilliant.
yeah.
There's just so many amazing stories here today as well.
Here we're seeing the runners coming out of Greenbank, so that's just at the Warren Point roundabout, just up the top of Greenbank there, and they're heading off down the carriageway. You can see the road ahead.
Yeah.
It's a long road ahead.
It's a long road, and there's something about that mile or two between what I talk about. It's nearly that no man's land.
Yeah.
Before you hit the real main part of the carriageway, and it's in the back of Greenbank.
There's Willie.
Willie McCracken. Willie is one of our legends here in Newry, and he puts so much time into coaching others and supporting others, and we're delighted to see him here today.
Willie is inspirational. I mean, I did the park runs down in Rostrevor. Willie was there at the park run down in Rostrevor, and just so motivational.
And he,
hello, Claire.
Up until very recently, when Michael Fox broke the
We're
record,
live. We're streaming
Willie
live.
was our leading.
Yeah, come in.
Willie was our leader in terms of that.
That's our front runners there.
Marathon rate. We have just Declan has commandeered Claire Hanna MP to join us here. We don't have a camera on us at the minute, but Claire, you're doing the 10k.
I am indeed. Yeah.
Well, you are very welcome to Newry.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted.
And we hope you do really well and have a great run.
I finish after I did the marathon a few weeks ago and haven't really run since, so I'll be hoping my legs still work.
Claire, what was that marathon experience like for you?
Do you know, it was actually really special. I was really nervous about it. I'm not a long distance runner. I do a bit of jogging a few mornings a week, and I hadn't really done the training with life and work and everything, but it was I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just the support and people really pushing themselves, it carries you along. But I'll not be racing out the door to do it again. Let's do it.
Remember, don't go out too fast today.
Don't go out too fast. That's always good advice. But thanks a million for organising it and for all the volunteers.
This is the first stream of the Newry Half and 10k, and we're hoping this is going to become a regular event out of Newry to tag in with the Half Marathon and 10k.
Well, I'll hope to see you next year as well.
Do you remember?
And thank you so much.
Many years ago, we worked together very briefly.
For Concern.
No, for Red Nose Day.
That's what. Oh, sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I know. I'm absolutely right.
I knew because I worked.
Remember the red hair?
I worked for Comic Relief for a couple of years, and then Concern for many after. But I do remember that.
You were in the BBC for about a week.
Poor Claire is trying to multitask here and put on her bib at the same time as Declan is asking her questions from 20 years ago. So, Claire, we will allow you to get into the zone and enjoy your run.
Enjoy your run, Claire. Good to see you.
So we've got a water stop going on here, and we really have a front leader here in terms of our runners, and it is still Gary Morrow from North Down, who is just creating a little bit of a lead for himself there in terms of getting stuck into that dual carriageway. He has to go right down as far as Narrow Water, and I know you normally have a little bit of history about the area. So what is he going to see on the way down there, Declan?
Well, we'll talk a little bit about the history in Narrow Water when we get a little bit closer down to there. But you see with Claire, when she was pinning on the bib, that is one of the most dangerous things I find in participating in the races, is getting that bib on without getting the pin pricking your thumb.
You are right. And here we're seeing great drone footage where we can see that stream of people coming out of
so you can see the people up through Greenbank, and then turning down, coming onto the carriageway as well.
I called Greenbank Caribbean there.
Yeah,
I did.
You transposed us.
We did.
We leapt to the far side of the town.
So blown away by the crowds that I got my locations wrong. But this is very definitely Greenbank, and it is great to see all of the runners out there. What we haven't seen yet is some of our female leaders, and I suppose that the people that we had maybe looked at beforehand who may be the front runners. We had looked at.
Okay, we can see now at the start the 10Ks are just starting. Willie.
We are just about coming to the start of the 10K, but just before that, we'll have a quick look at the potential front runners in the half marathon for the females. We have Hayley McAteer, who is from Lagan Valley Running Club, and she ran a 1:28:45 in the Belfast Half in 2023, and she does often train with us here in Newry City Runners, so it's fantastic to see Hayley out there today. She could have a bit of competition from Jacqueline Wright from Armagh ASC, who ran a 1:29:22 in Portadown Half in 2023. And we also have got Irene Clements here, who is from Ratoath, and Ratoath is always well represented in these races, and Irene ran a 1:29:57. Now that was in 2022, and that's not to say that there won't be other potential competitors there as well, but they were the three, I suppose, females that we had picked out in the first instance to potentially be on that podium lineup.
Our 10K runners are getting ready at the start line.
They are warming up, and we have it's Derek Mathers is our starter for the 10K, and we'll tell you a little bit more about Derek in a moment, but we are on the countdown with about 4 minutes to go. You can see just trying to get everybody lined up there.
Willie's in the background here.
While we still have Gary Morrow out there in front on the half marathon route, and it seems to have sort of spaced out
really
there
has, isn't it?
quite a bit.
There's quite a gap has opened up. I've never been at the front.
I am surprised at that, Declan. You set off so quickly. I am surprised that you have not been at the front.
For maybe a brief few seconds. But you've been towards the front and front runners. You see a gap like that. How difficult is it to close a gap like that?
But I think you're exaggerating a little bit about maybe the front of the fun run.
Well, you've had a gap in front of you. If you ever try and close it in, pull in another and runner in front of you and say, that you were talking about that sort of elasticity and stretching, just hook them with the eye and then drag them back in again.
I love this notion of trying to pick people off in front of you. If you can see somebody, so if you're running in front and there's somebody coming behind you, never show weakness, because they'll try to pick you off and try to look and say, and we always use this statement of saying they're my target, and lots of people have such funny ways of thinking about the targets in front of them, and some of them maybe aren't for broadcasting on air, but I have been known for people to think that maybe they were criminals, etc., in front of them that deserve to be picked off, and it's all the different techniques that people have in terms of managing that.
It's like wacky races, chase them up, chase them down.
You are right, and we have.
Who else is doing the 10K that you know? Louise Young from the Canal Court Hotel, Louise, manager and events organiser up at the Canal Court Hotel, is doing the 10K. Claire Harvey from Unique there in Monaghan Street. I see that Donna Lyons went through as well. Donna's from, as I say, out where I live, out in Glen, so good luck to Donna.
And the Canal Court's a big supporter of this event today. I know there's live music in the Canal Court afterwards, so anybody who's looking to celebrate, well, you're more than welcome to dance if you wish and clear the place out, Declan, but I think there'll be a great atmosphere in the Canal Court afterwards. We also have Peter McAvoy from the Enniskillen Running Club joining us today, and Peter is a brother of James McAvoy, one of our club members here in Newry City Runners, and he is also a marshal for today. In terms of shout outs as well, Caroline Parks has shouted out to Joanne. We don't know what Joanne's surname is, but she is an inspiration, and well done to Joanne. And we are just seeing everybody lining up. I can see Brian McElvanna at the front of that pack in the 10K, and Brian runs with Armagh, but he is a local man here. He has a business in the town, Newry Computer Centre, and Brian is very definitely, if he's on form, going to be one of the front runners here today.
And Brian, in that small world that we live in here, his daddy taught me physics up in the college, so there you go. Well, listen, a shout out to our pacers. So we're getting ready for our 10K, and pacing 50 minutes is Emer McCracken, pacing 40 minutes is Rory Donnelly, and pacing the 1 hour is Kevin McSherry. And we'll talk a little bit more about our pacers because they're so important on the day. People want to get a time. They're aiming to be 50 minutes or 40 or the hour, and if you work with the pacers will definitely bring you over the line. We'll talk about some of our half marathon pacers as well. So we're in the countdown to the 10K. 2, 1, and away they go on the Newry 10K 2025. I can see the runners streaming down past the quays, between the quays and the Albert Basin, and there's all the ones. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
There really is a speed. I see Eamon White going past us there. We have some Newry City Runners vests.
So that was Gary Crummy of Newry SC leading the pack away.
Rory Donnelly going past there, our sub 40 pacer for today. Lots of people coming
there's
through
Nicky,
there.
well done, Nicky.
And great to see it. And there's Natasha Daria, our local gym bunny. And just a quick mention for... There's Kieran from the group.
Tricia.
A quick mention for Derek Mathers, who was the starter for today's race.
Yeah.
He is from the well-known Mathers running family here in Newry, and was one of the former chairman of Newry City Runners, a founding member of the club, and overseeing the steady progression of the club to become one of the biggest in the local area. He's competed in many running and triathlon events over the years, including having an impressive 3:09 marathon, which is unreal.
Edwina, there's Edwina away.
Edwina is definitely
She's determined to be on this stream,
the
isn't
screen.
she?
The screen and the stream, and we've still got our runners coming through here, and you can see there, hopefully you're getting to see some of your people and some of the people that you're here to support coming through there today. So just to finish off on Derek and thank him for his work today. He's a hugely popular running coach, and he has helped to cement the weekly track sessions for so many different people. He now enjoys playing and singing with the local group, Absolutely Folk group. Did you know this, Declan?
No, I did not know that.
And he is a regular in the social scene out here locally. So lots of familiar faces out there in the 10K crew, and we can see some of the supporters there as well. So that is the second of our races off for the morning.
And the magic of digital delay, we can see them, and they've passed us about 30 seconds ago, and they're still on the screen in front of us here. And there the runners, they're heading up and turning around on over the Dublin Road Bridge, and then again they're going to turn right down River Street. They don't do the loop around the Green Bank.
So it's a different loop. So tell me about the route. We've seen it earlier, obviously on the VT. But what can our 10K runners expect?
Well, it's pretty straight down and pretty straight back. That was the one that we're seeing some of the shots of our 2K runners, and they'll be going off in about 5 minutes. They're lining up at the start, and you see in the back there's Willie McCracken in the back of the that small bunch of young runners. Yeah, the 10K, it just really is straight down the carriageway. And there'll be a marker where you'll turn, come back up again, and run for home.
And in that group of kids, we could see the lovely Hannah Linden there, who is the daughter of Eva Kitchen and Peter Linden, who are amongst the brainchilds of this organisation in terms of the amount of work and effort that they put into it. So thank you to Eva and Peter for all the work they do with the committee here as well. So back to my shout-outs, we are seeing that our front runner really has continued to spread out there in his... He's creating more of a gap there, I think, Declan. We're back on to there, and we can see our runners for the half marathon making their way down the carriageway, and that is Gary Morrow is still out there in front on that half marathon route, and we can see the kids are having great fun getting set up for our junior race, which is starting now. And I know we have a lot of runners as well from St Joseph's and St James in Points Pass School are taking part in today's event. We've had a good luck message in from Tommy Connell. Good luck today, Paul Connell, from your dad Tommy and Amanda. And Amanda sent in a message as well to say good luck to Paul Connell. So lots of good luck messages out there from Paul. For Paul, they haven't said whether he's running the half or the 10K. Keep going, you can do it. Superstar, that comes in from Matthew Cunningham. We're not sure if we're talking about himself, Declan, whether he's talking about us or whether he is talking about somebody else.
Good luck to everyone.
But
Good luck to everyone.
Matthew reckons that there is a superstar somewhere amongst the group. We had best of luck to Erica Casey from Mam, Molly and Adam. So Erica, best of luck from that. And Adam had sent that wee message in. Finn Cunningham has told Hayden Tumulty that there's a beer at the finish line, Declan. Is that correct?
Rightly so.
I think that might be a little myth, but if he heads over to the Canal Court afterwards, I am sure we can sort out.
Okay, we're starting ready for our 2K here. The countdown's
Here
on.
we go. This is going to be the real
and away
speed
they go.
for the day.
Isn't that fantastic to see all the young runners taking part?
And I do believe that the numbers have doubled from last year.
They didn't get the email saying don't go off too fast.
Oh, absolutely not. There is no way you're going to be able to tell these kids not to run too fast. This is
Look
wonderful.
At that.
I can see.
Oh, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Keep out. Keep out. That's it.
On our way past there, I could see Abby and Alice Johnson, two fabulous footballers who are taking part in the kids' race today. They play for Carracruppen, our local club out there. We see lots of mummy and daddies taking part in this race today, and I believe we had more than 120 people. We've had We've had an injury
I think
already.
It's about 150 running in the kids today. Yeah.
It's definitely more than double what we had last year. So it's really great to see these young people getting involved and taking part in this. And mums and dads running with prams and backpacks, and it is truly fantastic to see. I suppose, Declan, to inspire the next generation of runners.
Exactly, yeah. You can see the rowers out on the Albert Basin there, where as we look across, that's actually where the young runners are going to run. So they're looping over the Dublin Bridge, and then they're going to come right across in front of us, so we'll be able to see over to them on what is going to be the sort of the entry to the next stage of the Greenway coming out of the city. So you'll go through the gates there and run up to the beginning of the new part of the Greenway, and then they'll come back around and finish back around here by the quays. But that there's great potential here, and there are plans in at the minute to turn that into a park for the city. And we're really, really behind seeing that piece of ground becoming something that'll be for all the people to enjoy, for sports, for relaxation, for performances. And as you come back over the years and see the streams, you'll see that develop and turn into the Newry City Park. And
really getting developed out there. And it's great to see some of our young people flying around there already. I wonder how they will get on in the second K.
Well, someone is way out in front, aren't they?
There really is, and I don't know if we're going to get any shots of that, but I think we'll get the young people coming back in. But definitely this is a competitive field out there, Declan, and maybe even as much or more so than our races that are taking place further down the line. I can see Damien Maguire there. Damien again is one of the stalwarts of the club, and he'll be delighted with that back shot of himself. In terms, and there's somebody here taking photographs of us while we're standing here too. I didn't notice them, but my ever ready smiling gentleman beside me here did notice them. So look at that scenery, Declan. It is absolutely stunning.
Isn't it?
As our runners head down the Warren Point dual carriageway.
And that's a fantastic moving shot from the camera on board. We must say a big thank you to Mobile Media, mobilemedia.tv, who are providing all the coverage for us here today. It's absolutely fantastic. They've got in behind us. They've dealt with all the technology, all the connections that we need. We're bringing you live pictures from the drone, from the mobile vehicles, from our cameras at the start, our cameras at the Dublin Road, at the Greenback roundabout. We have a camera, as we'll see, and there's the camera out on the route. We have a camera down at Narrowwater as well. So in terms of a piece of outside broadcast, we're bringing the best in technology here to Newry to showcase the Newry City Half Marathon and 10K. And congratulations to the team. Congratulations to Ali McKenzie. Ali's over there. He's on the phone. He hasn't been off the phone all day.
He looks very serious.
He's very serious. He's got a serious smile, Ali.
But it is. It's a wonderful accolade, and we're giving a thumbs up to the guys in the outside broadcast van as well, because they are doing a tremendous job here in switching from different cameras and giving a sense of what's going on. So
185 there we were looking at was Brian Devine. He's gone off screen now. There's Ali. You can see Ali in the background. Oh, you saw Ali briefly in the background. We've talked about all the people who've been able to help us out, so I think we have a
winner.
We have a winner coming back in.
This is of our kids' race, our junior races, and I am delighted to say it is a female. It is a young girl, number 23, and wonderful.
Oh, a bit of a sprint there towards the end as well. I recognise that sprint.
A sprint finish. It is wonderful and fantastic to see. And look at these young people coming down the quay here,
and the sun is shining. Well done.
Well done.
Number 51, 43, if you know your children's numbers. That's 51 and 43 coming in.
And there looks to be a great
42's
variety
coming next, 21.
Declan, of ages and heights. If heights are anything to go by, there's.
And Willie's giving them a great cheer. It's great to see that connection between Willie inspired so many runners, inspiring the next generation of runners coming through.
Willie is looking for his future talent pool, I think, for the Newry City Runners Club, and there's certainly is some here today as we see some of the crew
And
coming
look,
through.
you can see them coming back now.
Yeah, they are absolutely fantastic.
There's a girl, just needs a little bit of help. Yeah, if you can give her a little bit of help, that would be brilliant.
Maybe had a faller there along the line, and that is, girls, just sometimes it can be difficult when you go out so fast that you may end up with a little bit of a
there you go. That's
injury,
it. That's nice to see someone giving her a little hand
sister
across the line.
coming along to help her along, and they're two wonderful runners.
Look at these runners.
The Johnson
My
girls.
goodness.
Amazing.
And you can
to
see them coming back around into that sort of final straight on the keys.
And what
As you say, runners of all ages.
Yep, and we're seeing
Some
encouragement from dads. I wonder, did he run the full 2K?
like the football dads and mums on the sideline.
That is the question. And we can see a steady stream of young people coming back through here. In terms of our main races of today, I suppose what we haven't got to talk a lot about, Declan, yet is our pacers.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a really wonderful job that our pacers do. And for the half marathon, we have Barry McCarroll, who is trying to get people through that 1:30 barrier, which is really difficult thing to do. How far away are you from the 1:30 barrier,
Oh gosh,
Declan?
I'm as far away as ever. I think I'm going backwards.
But it's you know, people always have
Get
this,
under the 2, I'm happy.
people always have I suppose this goal in mind, and 1:30 is definitely one for people, and they couldn't have a better person than Barry McCarroll, a really experienced runner from Slieve Gullion Runners, who is going to help our 1:30 runners hopefully across the line, probably not too far away.
Oh, let's hope all the young people are back in
There's
before
Hannah Linden going past us in the fun run, and we talked about her mum and dad and the contribution that they make to the club earlier on. We have Drew Fowler is pacing the 1:40 in the half marathon, and we know that we can see Willie McCracken encouraging people along here, and Drew is actually his son-in-law, and literally runs in their family. Drew is a highly accomplished runner, as is his wife Emer, who is also pacing here today.
Isn't that handy? They can both come to the one event.
They can indeed, yes. But I don't know where little Maeve has gone today, their little daughter, because Willie is out on the course, and obviously Drew and Emer are as well. Wonderful scenes coming through, coming past us.
The weather
here.
has been so kind to us.
It has indeed, and we have lots of parents running with their kids. Of
Number
of all
86,
sizes.
you're doing a great job. Oh, not too
Brilliant.
fast, not too fast.
And great to see that encouragement happen at such a young age. Our 150 pacer for the half marathon is Joanne McCluskey, and she is from Newry City Runners. And we talk about Joanne being a blow-in. She'll not be happy with that, but Joanne is from Portadown, and she has just been an amazing asset for the club since she joined in 2023.
Joanne was up at the track on Tuesday night. The City Runners on a Tuesday night have their track session, and Joanne was leading some of the runners around that were doing the race today, but she then was doing a wee sprint at the end, and she did a 200-metre sprint, and I just chucked on her heels. And when I look back at the stats, at one stage I was going like 5:40 pace, just for a brief second, just for that second, and you think, how do people
I could do this. I could do this.
How do people run marathons at that pace? It's incredible.
I know, and it's just getting that sense of, and it's people like that that just create that encouragement. She actually won Best Female Newcomer at last year's NCR Awards night. So she was, I think she's going to pace the Belfast City Half Marathon in September. So she's using this as a little bit of a build-up. So there'll be plenty of crack for the people who are trying to get 150 out there with Joanne there today. And we can't not talk about, as we see more of our kids coming through the finish line there, we cannot not talk about our 2 hour and our 2:10 pacers, our dearly beloved Mo, Maureen O'Hare and Lorna Murphy, who are just two stalwarts of the Newry City Runners Club, and indeed of the Saturday morning crew that goes out from the courthouse.
Absolutely brilliant.
I think it's a very dodgy name to tell anybody else outside of the group to say you're the courthouse crew. That could be picked up and interpreted in any particular way, Declan. But the courthouse crew run every Saturday morning from the car park at the courthouse.
We do indeed. And over the last number of weeks, Mo and Lorna have been training to be the pacers, so getting themselves back up to speed, getting them back up to pace, and they're guaranteed, if you stick with their group, that they're going to bring you over the line in the 2 hours or the 2 hours 10 minutes. And they're brilliant, they're full of chat. The incredible thing is, as they run around, no matter what distance we're doing on a long run on a Saturday, if you're 10, 12, 13, they can chat from beginning right through to end. I don't talk, I listen.
I find that extremely hard to believe, Declan.
If you want to hear me quiet, come out on a run.
I have never been anywhere with you where you have listened instead of talking. But in fairness, now I have seen you getting a little bit quiet towards the end of.
See, when you hit the Dublin Road on that hill up the Dublin Road,
of a lengthy run.
Nobody talks.
But there'll certainly be plenty of crack in the pacing groups with Maureen and with Lorna. And then our final pacer for the half marathon is Graham McGowan, and he started running back. He's going to take people in the 2:20, and he started his running journey back in 2007, diving straight in after the Ards half, and he has been hooked ever since.
So we're seeing some pictures of a tight group here, all running together. That's
and that could possibly be a pacing group for that looks like the 10K. And I suppose that's what we find, which is brilliant about this event as well. At some point, the 10K runners and the half marathon runners will overlap somewhere along the line, and it gives that little bit of momentum, because I think when you've plenty of people around you, you get that encouragement. And here's our future runners coming through. I am sure this man has a career in running further down the line, and we hope in years to come that we will see many of these young people back here competing in our 10K and our half marathon.
And they got their own personal pusher.
They do indeed. You are right.
We should call out for the pushers as well as the pacers.
Yes, so for all our pram pushers here today, you are very, very welcome, and we are delighted to have you along. So that's the conclusion of our kids race. So it is back to the main events, and I know we're getting some of the footage there and the coverage coming through there of what looks to be a leading group possibly in our 10K. And in terms of our 10K, we have a number of pacers there as well. We mentioned Rory Donnelly on the way out that we had seen going past us. He is the 40 minutes pacer. And Rory is from Newry City Runners, and he is going to be helping anybody. He's a phenomenal runner, and he's going to be helping anyone along who wants to try and break that 40 minutes barrier in the 10K today. And I just hope that the wind doesn't impact that for people on the carriageway. Declan, we also then have, we'd mentioned Emer McCracken.
McCracken?
As
a cracker.
You're
That's
right.
the way you tell him.
And Emer is doing our 50-minute pacing here, and that is a group that I have had the pleasure of leading a couple of times in this 10K race, and it is fantastic because so many people, they get to that point of trying to break the hour in the 10K, and then the next big one is probably that 50 minutes, and there's just something I think psychologically about the 50 minutes.
I mean, there is a big leap in time.
Yeah.
You know, people think it's just a few minutes, but just a few minutes, that's an increase in your pace, an increase in your stamina, an increase in training as well to get there. Listen, we're looking at the runners at the minute, but an event like this, we talked about the work that mobile media have been doing for us and bringing the technology and all this wonderful pictures and sound to you. We have sponsors who have come in behind and supported the event. So let's catch up with some of the sponsors and see what they've been bringing to the event.
Everybody's been waiting for the last Sunday in May to take part in the half marathon, the 10K or the kids fun run. And we're just delighted to be able to host this event and give them that great experience. We're very lucky to have Newry Business Improvement District and Newry Credit Union, two of the finest organisations in the city, behind us and supporting us.
We have supported Newry Half Marathon over several years now, and it has been a pleasure to partner with Newry City Runners, and the testament to its success is that the event is growing year on year, both in relation to participants and the ancillary offers around the race.
The Credit Union is very proud to be associated with the Newry Half Marathon, 10K and Children's Fun Run. It's important to be involved with the local community and sponsoring local events where people can enjoy the area and the activities, and also then give out finance to charities and organisations that are there to support the people in our own community.
So we're very lucky that we have the financial support of our sponsors, but we also have got that active partnership. And in relation to the partnership, we're delighted that the Keys has once again allowed us to host the event here.
For us, it's a privilege to have the half marathon at the Keys again, leading from the Keys. We've done this now for the last number of years and formed good relationships with the sponsors and the organisers alike.
There are hundreds of hours that go into a race like this from a team that has day jobs, and they all give their time freely to try and put on as good an event as we can. We obviously want people to have fun. We want them to have fun whether they're at the front of the pack or the back of the pack. We want the last runner to have the same experience as the first runner through the line. We want each person to go home happy, and hopefully they'll come back next year.
Primarily we want them to enjoy the race, and secondarily enjoy the wider event itself, and we hope that they have some memories and enjoy their time before and after the race, and perhaps come and see us again.
Yeah, we just hope that people come and enjoy the day, enjoy all the actual fun, the carnival atmosphere that there is on this particular day. It's a feel-good day.
It brings together people of all ages, abilities, and hoping they have a good time, go back, speak to the family, the friends, and then use this place to visit again.
And a huge thank you to all our sponsors. Without you, this event wouldn't be possible. And you brought us the weather as well. Brilliant. Listen, I got a note in. We were talking about the courthouse crew. Andrew McCann runs with the courthouse crew. She's watching us here on the live stream. And she says, "You sing, Declan." LOL. Doing a great job today with Deborah. Yeah, sometimes I break into a little song.
I think we leave that for later on in the Canal Court, Declan. I think we shall stay away from that. But you're right, it was fantastic to see some of the sponsors there today, and we're not doing this for nothing. Not that we would be, we do it for the joy of it, but at the same time, you know, there's a community element behind this, and it's important that today we've got a number of charity partners here today. The first one is Action Mental Health Newry Mourne. We have Boatster Community. We have Women's Aid, Armagh downright brilliant. And we also have Prostate Cancer UK. And we will talk a little bit more about those charities in a moment. But we are seeing some really amazing footage of some of the guys coming down towards Narrowwater Bridge, and well, not Narrowwater Bridge yet.
Yeah, the soon to be Narrowwater Bridge in a couple of years' time. So we're seeing our leading runners coming up to, which is the turn. So they've been heading down the dual carriageway towards Warren Point, and they're now going to turn at Narrowwater. You can see some of them coming already back up the road heading for Newry. As Deborah said, if you look at the roundabout there in front of you, you can see a lot of work's been going on. With the roundabout, fantastic drone shots, aren't they absolutely brilliant? Well done to the drone operators for bringing these wonderful shots. That's the roundabout at Warren Point, just when you're going from Newry into Warren Point. And off towards the right, you can see all that stone that's piled out into the water. That's where you're going to drive onto the soon-to-be completed, well, a couple of years to be completed, Narrowwater Bridge. It's going to link County Down and County Louth. So you'll be able to travel from Warren Point over the bridge to County Louth and into Omeath and Carlingford and back up the road. And one thing, we were talking about the Greenway as well, so that Greenway that's going to be opened up. That will actually be a greenway that will link you and give you a route to Warren Point. So as a runner, as a cyclist, you'll be able to go down the greenway, go over the bridge and then into Warren Point, so you'll not have to travel down the carriageway.
It just opens up this whole entire area to new possibilities, linking the Mournes and the Coolies. But as we see our runners turn there, Declan, I mean, one of the things that always strikes me when you turn at Narrowwater on this half marathon is you nearly need to regroup and start again, because you're maybe facing a different challenge. While we really pride ourselves on being fast and flat, we have a lot of wind or headwind to potentially contend with, and I'm just not sure we can maybe get a read from some of the guys out there later on as to how windy it actually was. But I'm hoping that this, sort of leading group and these people coming through are not feeling the effects of this too much. But I suppose from our start time, if we look at some of the times that our leaders that we were expecting there have got in previous races, I mean, we're not far off seeing some of these guys coming back up round again, and we will be waiting for them and trying to pick up some of those numbers of the leaders very, very shortly. And I suppose, if you think about some of these guys coming along here, they could be training for something else that's coming up later in the year, or maybe this could be part of a marathon training program as well. So I'm hoping when we get the winners back in that we'll maybe get a chat to them and see what part this Newry City Runners event has played in their plan and in their programme.
Do you find yourself, because you've got that sort of the early marathons, we had the Belfast Marathon just happened, we had London happen, Manchester happened, all those sort of earlier marathons, and then later in the year we have Dublin coming up in October time. From your perspective, is there a difference between participating in those early part of the year marathons to the later part of the year?
Oh, absolutely, because you're either training in the bright or you're training in the dark. And it really depends. It really depends on what your preference is.
Training in the heat, you're training in the cold.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we're ever training too much in the heat. But and on that note, my sister-in-law has actually qualified for the World Championships, Triathlon Championships in Kona in Hawaii.
Oh,
and
no.
it's
Throw that one in.
Totally different league. But Yvonne Loughran, she is competing there in October, and her issue at the minute is she needs to do really warm weather, humidity-based training. And you will find even a lot of the guys from here that are maybe doing some of those events or the warmer marathons, they will go to different sunnier climes. It's an excuse for a holiday, but they'll go to sunnier climes to try and get that acclimatization. And I suppose that's the thing that we were talking about, this being pretty much a perfect day bar the little bit of wind, because you do want that rain to hold off and to have a bright day where you've got I suppose a bright but cool day. Would that be fair to say, Declan? Is the ideal for an event like this, and it just will be interesting to see now how they were impacted on the way up. And I think this is somebody coming through right back up to the top of the green bank, and that is literally less than 2 miles away from the finish line. So
so we should start seeing the finishers coming through now.
I do believe that that could be a 10K rather than a half marathoner,
and that's where the two races start to blend together.
Yes, and we will probably struggle to identify anyone within
that,
but it'll be good to start to see people coming around that corner. And I think when you get to just past Greenbank there, I think you can start to
feel the buzz.
You can start to hear the music coming from this side of the loch, and I really think it gives you that momentum to get finished. When you come then to along the front of the quays here, you can start to see the people, and it gives you how do you feel in that last? You're a sprinter.
But previously, I would have always said there's no point sprinting out in the distance because there's no cameras out there.
No,
there's cameras everywhere now.
We have cameras everywhere, but if you want to be seen, you like a sprint finish, Declan.
Yeah, go for the sprint finish all the time. We were talking earlier away about the route being very flat and not turn at narrow water. The one thing I would say is actually there is a pull all the way back up practically into Newry, so you don't feel you get the benefit of a downhill going towards narrow water, but I certainly know when you come on the turn there's this very slow incline, and that can just pull you back as well coming back into town, and if the wind's in your face as well, that's going to be difficult.
And look, but just looking out to those shots of the drone and the water, and it just looks like ideal conditions.
And you can see where we're talking about the runners coming in opposite directions now, so that earlier the lead runners have all turned and are coming back towards Newry, but we still have runners streaming down around towards the narrow water roundabout.
And we do indeed, and some of them may be in our shout-outs. Zara Magwood sent in a message to say that she is super proud of Jordan Bernard, Andrea Barr and Connor for the Newry 10K.
Coming in here.
This is absolutely unbelievable to see somebody coming through already. And this is
That's Gary
Gary
from 1111.
Newry SC, who is coming in to win, I do believe, the 10K in an absolutely blistering time of just going to be over 31 minutes. Just under 31 minutes. So 30.
The unofficial 30:59. Yeah.
So that
unofficial 30:59
is a superb run from Gary Crummy to finish the race, and way ahead of the field of competitors. And I don't even think he was mentioned in our list, did he, in terms of who we thought might have been a potential winner of that race. So hopefully we'll get a chat to Gary, and we have somebody coming to the top of the lane here now, and my trusty sidekick Declan here is going to try and see who we have. We have Mitchell Thompson, who is the Dark Horse
Track
Club, and Mitchell is coming striding along the front of the keys here.
He's making it look very easy.
He makes it look extremely easy, coming in here in second place, and I do believe he is just going to be over 32 minutes there. So that is an amazing run from Mitchell there to follow in second to Gary.
And the wind certainly got a lot stronger than it was at the beginning of the race, Deborah, as well. You could give me our gazebo here. It's well tied down, but it's starting to move in the wind.
It definitely has, but it's good to see. There was quite a distance there between our first two competitors, and we are watching towards the corner as we can see our third male coming through here for the 10K, and we just can't quite get a sense of who it is yet. But
you've been eating your carrots,
hopefully
Deborah,
we'll see. I would need to eat a few more to be able to see. And we have a fourth runner coming fairly close behind, but
Louis McCarthy from Rathfarnham.
So Louis has come down from Rathfarnham here today, and it looks like he's going to pick up a podium place, and that is a tremendous run by Louis. Fantastic run, and another runner who's making it look very, very easy here on this final stretch.
1:45.2 is Morris McMahon from Northeast Runners.
And Morris McMahon is going to finish in fourth, and Morris has obviously had a tremendous run here today because he still looks very fresh coming in there. And I do believe this is Brian McElvanna, our local man coming in here, and Brian is going to come through there in, is he fifth or sixth? Fifth. And Brian has just given Christine, his wife, a little wave across
Brian
there,
McElvanna,
which is fantastic to see. And Eamon White
and here's Eamon
is coming next. So it's great to see in our top finishers, Declan, quite a few locals in there. We've got Gary, we've got Eamon, we've got Brian, all in there in that first batch.
Eamon will train in the leisure complex in the Canal Court, and I feel sorry for the treadmill. He just hammers that treadmill. It's incredible.
I have seen that myself, and it's a joy to watch because it looks like just that constant pounding. So we have other runners coming through, which will nearly get us up to our top 10 finishers, and then hopefully we will start to see our first females coming through. So we have 1620 Declan, so another strong finisher here coming through.
And that is Will Boyle.
And what is Will Boyle from a club?
No, he's not associated.
No club listed, so well done, Will. And we have 1027, and that is somebody from Orange Grove SC. Danny Bradley from Orange Grove. So congratulations, Danny. That is tremendous running, and Danny is going to come in just over 35 minutes. So wonderful running there by Danny, and still absolute super numbers coming through here on the.
There's a fan, Deborah.
The lead. Yes, I'm saying hello to Martina as she's walking past.
There's another couple of runners coming through here just on the turn, coming up the keys.
They look like they could be Orange Grove again, but we've got plenty of orange coming through.
Andrew Carson from Orange Grove AC.
Yep, so...
And followed by somebody from Blaney Rockets.
Okay, so Andrew is potentially going to get caught by a Blaney Rocket here, so he just is putting that last push in to do a stretch out. Brilliant work from these boys, and it's great to see Blaney Rockets well represented here today as well. As I said earlier, we have...
That's Conor McConaghy from the Blaney Rockets.
Almost. We have Lagan Valley. We have just over 80 clubs represented here today. There's Lagan Valley coming through, and I think we've our first female coming here, Declan. So, and I do believe it could be from Newcastle. So
let's see if I can see her number. You shared it out to me.
So it is 1666, and this is our first female. So 1666.
That's Kerry O'Flaherty from Newcastle.
Kerry O'Flaherty is, I should have known that, because Kerry O'Flaherty
keep an eye on her time.
Is a tremendous runner.
She's pushing ahead.
And she has,
I
do believe that Kerry has ran for...
there she goes, and that's just about 36:40, unofficial 36:40.
Kerry, I do believe, has ran for Ireland or represented, definitely represented at a regional or national level. So she's a wonderful runner, and we did expect that Kerry would be somewhere in there. She represented Ireland, yes, most notably, I suppose, in the steeplechase 2015 in the World Championships in Beijing, and then. See, I didn't pick this up, and then in 2016 in the Olympic Games in Rio. So we are very honoured to have Kerry here today and being. Oh, and we are now coming. We are going to have Gary here, Gary Crummy, to come and talk to us. And I don't know if we can get a camera on him, but maybe he doesn't want a camera on him at this stage. But Gary, tremendous, absolutely tremendous running to win the 10K.
Well done, Gary.
How did you find that?
Oh, it was hard. That Joe Chargeway is horrible, especially with a bit of wind coming back in. It was brutal.
This is what we were trying to decide here.
Yeah.
How bad was the wind?
The wind was bad when you were in the open, but the man on the bike kind of blocked it for me, so it was all right at times, but the wind's just brutal.
So was that coming back up the carriageway, or was it both ways?
Kind of both, bit of a crosswind, but more so coming back, yeah. Joe Carriageway is
it's
just
like
horrible.
that, isn't it? It's wind in your head and wind in either direction.
And the weather was beautiful there for 3 weeks, just coming to this weekend, and then...
In terms of your time, you know, how does that compare to the PB?
No, it's not a PB. I think I'm about 10 seconds off a PB, which is pretty good coming back from injury last year, so I'm in good shape and just get back to training.
Were you aiming for a PB?
I was aiming for a PB, yeah.
Yeah, you always are, aren't you?
You always are, yeah. and the course record, I had to beat it, so...
Did you beat the course record?
I beat the course record, yeah.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Yeah,
so we have a course record broken here today by the wonderful Gary Crummy, and he looks far too fresh to have broken a course record, but we're absolutely thrilled for you, and thank you for taking part today and for being part of our local running community. Like, how important is it to have events like this locally?
It's amazing to have it here. There's more and more people every year, and the prizes are great, and I think every year is just going to get bigger. Hopefully the wind stays away and get more people, and it'll be great.
Gary, you were out there on your own for a while. I mean, there was a big gap between you and the next runner. How difficult is that to just keep the focus and keep pushing forward without somebody nipping at your heels?
Oh no, it is hard mentally when you're there by yourself and just going step by step, but your man on the bike was brilliant. He was shouting me to go on, and if I slowed a bit, he kept me going. So
I think that might have been Paddy.
It was Paddy. He was brilliant, so he was.
And because he's a good runner himself, he understands and he knows that sort of support that you need to do it. So, well, congratulations. We're delighted for you.
What's next?
What's next? I don't know, actually, because this was the target for 6 months, come back from injury, and then now I've done it, and I'm happy, and I'm injury free. So just go back to training and then book a race in the next month or so. I don't know what's next, but I would like a quick 5K on the track. See how it goes.
Whatever it is, we will certainly be watching out for you, because you did a tremendous job today. You made it look far too easy, but we are absolutely thrilled, and to have a local winner is even better. So well done, Gary, and thank you for coming to talk to us.
Thanks very much.
Well done, Gary. Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations. That's fantastic, isn't it?
It's great to get Gary
course
there.
PB.
Course PB, and just
course record. Course record.
Just slightly off his PB there. And as we were talking to Gary, we've just had a steady stream of runners coming through there. I hope we haven't missed our first half marathoner, but I don't think we'll not be a million miles off. But I hope we haven't missed them coming through there. We might have to just do a double check there. But some amazing times and people getting in under the 40 minutes there in the 10K, and Really, they're coming through now thick and fast.
What did Gary finish
Here.
in? He was on the...
He was 30, was he 31?
31. Last year he was 33.13.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Brilliant.
making up to
Brilliant.
two and a quarter minutes.
And coming back from injury,
Coming
as
back
he
from
said,
injury as well.
You know, it was
There you go, Deborah.
there is hope.
inspiration.
There is hope for me yet.
The wind's getting up. Our notes are blowing all over the place.
I could be breaking course records here next year, Declan. You could be on your own, or I could maybe be our roving reporter out on the on the ground. No singing, no singing permitted.
You cued me.
No singing permitted. So we have runners coming through here. We'll see who, if we can catch some of the names. As I say, a couple more shout outs here. I had mentioned about...
Is this coming now?
Nicola and Paul Harley on their first marathon, their first half marathon. So
1151.
we have good luck to Hayley McAteer from James McAvoy. Keeper Lit Joanne, congratulations from Kerry Allen. And congratulations on completing the half marathon. A truly remarkable achievement, reflects your hard work and dedication. Wishing you a well-deserved rest and recovery. From Joanne Beattie. Now, Joanne hasn't told us who that's for, but I would imagine that is for a loved one, and that is a lovely message to get there. We know we've had a few more messages coming through today, and we will pick those up. We see some people coming through there with High Rocks vests on, and High Rocks has become a really popular sport for people, and it's great to see it crossing over into people taking part in the 10k.
You were saying there was about 75 or 80 different running clubs represented, and lots of people running as individuals. There's a few names here now, and you might want to choose to become an associate member of one of these. The Coffee Run Club.
I like it.
You like the sound of that?
Sounds like a good one.
Flying Machines. That's you. Or Keeper Lit.
Keeper Lit. We've heard of Keeper Lit often. And,
I think I might join up with number 34.
Who's that?
Grumpy Old Runners.
I think that is you. I think that is you. And as you say that, we have actually more runners coming through from Orangefield, who's really well represented here today at our race, both in the half marathon and the 10k. So thank you to, it's great to have our local runners, but thank you to everybody who has travelled
1486
to be with us here today. It's important to get that mix. And while we're watching the runners coming through there, I'm just going to have a little check here to see some of the other messages of support have come in. And if you are watching us live on YouTube, we will try to take a wee look shortly and pick up some of those messages there as well. So
a big thank you to everybody who helped out in the headquarters over this last couple of days as well, because all the runners have been coming in, picking up their packs, picking up their t-shirts, picking up their numbers, getting the race information as well. There's Damien and Anya away past. They just love running.
They are unbelievable, and they are a fantastic asset to this local community here as well. There's Sarah Jane Beattie coming through. We can see Sarah Jane is another fantastic local runner.
Connor Tracy 1641. 1542 is Connor O'Hare.
And all the many stories, I think, that are coming through. We had Jack Connaughty running for Alzheimer's. We have the Wood Innovations crew running for the Cancer Fund for Children. And, a lot of people are using this as an opportunity to raise money for charities as well. So it's great to see that happening too.
665.
Sarah Jane is just coming past us now. Sarah Jane runs for Newry Athletics Club, another great organisation here in Newry, and she is a wonderful
Our 10k runners just streaming through there. Sarah Jane, you'll see her on screen now. It's that delay. You saw her and now she appears.
Which is really helpful.
There she
absolutely.
is, 1018. There's Willie there guiding everybody, making sure they stay on the right path. 1150.
And we have a cyclist coming through here, which makes me think that we're maybe getting to our first
1150 is Thomas English.
To our winner of the, yes, it looks like this could be our winner of the half marathon, the 665 from North Down. So we had a change as we were out on the course.
That's
so 665 and then 332, which is our local runner.
So Gary Morrow of North Down, 665.
And with Brendan Heaney that was just going through there, who is our local runner, I think running with Armagh at the moment, but definitely a great local supporter. So well done.
Well done to Gary.
And I think we possibly have our third runner coming through there. We just missed his number coming through there in the yellow vest, but we have our third place
we'll
runner
get confirmation of
well.
that from Eva or Patricia at the finish line.
And this is what is great about this. We've talked about this, and it's difficult for us, Declan, because we're trying to differentiate who's half marathon and who is 10k, but it's great to see people getting the opportunity to finish together. And seeing some
7:03
half marathoners coming in there too.
And 7:03 is Kenneth Nugent from Dornor Harriers.
And 1237 then I think is another one of our half marathon finishers. And we have the wonderful Willie McCracken. I'm going to grab a second with Willie if we can.
Well, he'll not give you a second at the minute. He's focused on getting the guys over the line.
And we have
runners from Davina's Arc.
And support for an addiction charity, which is fantastic, and raising that awareness for, we've mentioned our charity partners, which we'll hopefully get a chance to talk a little bit more about shortly, but it's great to see other charities like Davina's Arc getting the profile from today as well.
As usual, Willie shouting those instructions. Just lift it
there
for
we
the
have
end. Just lift it for the finish.
Campbell, our fabulous Una, another one of our stalwarts of the Newry City Runners Club, and Una is running for Dimension UK, and Una will be delighted with her time there, coming in I think she's going to come in under 48 minutes in the 10k.
Una spends an eternity every Sunday gathering together the race notes of the people from the previous week, compiling them all, making sure nobody's left out and getting them published onto the local papers and onto the social media.
Getting them out on time, and I mean it's not an easy job to try and gather all of those results.
No, because you don't know who's running where.
And make sure you're not missing somebody.
There's John Creedon's just gone through in the orange.
So as Declan continues to look at the runners coming through, I'm just going to have a
John
look
now coming through here in the orange 1101. Well done, John.
At some more of the messages that have come in this morning from our people online. So we're just going to have a little look at those, and I'll read out some of those now in a second.
1622 is Tommy Stevenson from Triathletes.
So we have Good Luck Chris from Beth, Daniel and Sinead McParland. We have Keeper Lit, Auntie Lally. You mentioned the Keeper Lit running group, and that comes in from Joe McCauley. We have another shout out here. Keep going, babe. Love you from your mummy, and that's Mary McCauley. We're not sure who babe is, but it is Mary McCauley's.
Hey, babe, take a walk on the wild side.
Best of luck, John Brown, you can do it, from Paula, Eleanor and David.
Damien Rafferty there, D Rafferty going through.
Damien has done a great job as well. Damien is great regular training and getting involved in many of the local events as well.
A couple of the Newry City runners coming up now. There's Kieran 1358.
And there's Emer McCracken coming through with her sub 50
sub 50 pacers. Well done, Kieran's pushed ahead.
Kieran through there, and he's just going to make it. One of your Saturday morning courthouse crew just going to make it onto the 50 minutes, which is wonderful to see, and I know he would be delighted
There's
with
Nikki.
that.
Well done, Nikki. And Emer has time to pause and just encourage them over the lines as well. She hasn't broken perspiration at all.
And that is another one. You mentioned Mickey there. I can't forget my lovely friend Colleen McGahan. Colleen is watching from her hospital bed, unfortunately, where she's waiting on surgery after a fall. Colleen would usually be here cheering on her hubby Michael, and I know she's gutted to be missing today. Colleen, we wish you a speedy recovery, a very quick recovery, and we hope that Michael, or Mickey as we call him, will be ringing a PB bell later on after the half marathon.
Yeah, we didn't get mentioned in that earlier on, down at the finish line. There's the PB bell.
There's the PB bell, so we hope we're going to get lots of those today. We got a message through from Laura King, who took part last year, and I believe rang the PB bell last year. She's away this year, but wanted to wish all the Restreva running crew the very best of luck. Sarah McCullough, who came over to us earlier on, but we were live on air, so we didn't get to talk to her. She is another well-known lady on the running scene, and she would like to give a shout out to all the Kilkeel runners who are normally adorned in pink, and I think call themselves the Pink Ladies. They're a fabulously supportive group who travel all over taking part in
Connor from
marathons,
Newry City Runners
halves
going
and
through.
10Ks.
.185, streaming through now. 185 is Brian Devine.
And we are thrilled to be joined here. We've just sort of doorstepped him a little bit, but by Gary Morrow from Northdown Athletics Club, who is the winner of our half marathon here today.
Yeah,
Gary, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
How did you find that?
Very tough. The first half was pretty good on the way out, but when you turn the turning point on the way back was
Declan,
quite
we've got a
windy.
camera on Gary, so we'll try and...
It was quite tough going into the way back, but I got a bit of a distance on the chasers on the way out, so I was just trying to hang on and stick behind the bike as much as I could, you know.
And this is one of the things. This is one of the things we debated while we were standing here. How was the wind?
It was okay. It was coming in from the side, a lot of it, but on the way back it was definitely a lot tougher. You know,
I think that's what we said. It's a strange setup because sometimes you get that flow on the way out, and you think you're home and dry, and then you turn at narrow water, and suddenly then you're into this wave of a headwind.
Yeah, it was definitely really tough coming into that. So
because we didn't see you weren't one of the early front runners.
No, I sat behind a couple of the guys, Brandy and another guy. I don't know who he was.
Yes, because he actually was. He was leading. He seemed to be the whole way out of the industrial estate.
In the industrial estate, yeah. And then I just sort of thought, right, I'm going to push on here and try and.
Brilliant, because we were going between the pictures here on the screen, and we weren't sure then who was at the front, and we know Brendan obviously as being local. So was this a PB for you today?
No, definitely not a PB, but no, I was just happy enough to get it done. And
brilliant. And is this your first time doing Newry?
No, I done it quite a few years ago.
And will you be back?
Yeah, definitely come back.
Fantastic, because it's great to see all the different. We were saying we've had over 80 local clubs represented here today, so it's great to see Northdown.
No, it's a great event.
And to see your kids took part in the fun run. Come on, we'll get. Sorry, what's your name? Catherine didn't expect to be on screen either, but you must be very proud, Catherine.
Oh, I am, yeah. I was down there screaming like a banshee.
Brilliant. And that's what it's all about as well. It's seeing the families taking part, and obviously the kids in the fun run, and then for you to come along and win today. And I see you're getting a little wave, and give yourself a little wave, and then you can watch that later on YouTube. And hopefully your mum and dad can play it on your 18th birthday and really embarrass you in terms of doing that. But listen, thank you so much. We're absolutely thrilled for you to be our winner here today, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And Catherine, thank you for all the support, because I know what it's like to be. I decided I was no longer going to be a running widow, so I took up running myself. And I think sometimes you have to do that, because it's important to have, especially when you've got young kids, a supportive family. So
I have the gym, so he can have it.
Yep, everybody gets to do their bit. So well, listen, enjoy the rest of your day in Newry. Congratulations, and enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So fantastic to see and get to talk to our winner, Declan there of our
exclusive.
We got an exclusive interview.
And why wouldn't we?
And you know, that's what it's all about, is having the families involved and having people coming down. I mean, the crowds have just swelled here as more and more runners are coming through here today, and really getting involved, and the shout outs are coming through thick and fast here.
But it's absolutely brilliant that not only is the event happening here, we've got the half marathon and the 10K, but here it is streaming live for the world to see. And I know people have been sending you messages from right around the world supporting the runners that are taking part, and other people who are around the world who are actually taking part in the run themselves.
They have indeed. I mean, we have a shout out here from Damien Fox. Shout out to my younger sister Karen Fox running the 10k here this morning. I'm sure Karen has gone past us or is going past us at some stage. And there's a gentleman from not sure what running club that he is just gone past it. And I actually
is
it? And I met him on the way in, and he was asking me what I was doing or what involvement I had today, and I said I'm doing the live stream. And I said, do you want a shout out? And he says absolutely not. So he wouldn't even give me his
Claire
name.
Hannah, well done Claire.
Claire is coming in on an absolute wonderful time. She's definitely going to be in under 1 hour.
There's Claire Harvey, well done Claire.
Which is amazing.
2 Claires, back-to-back Claires. How unlikely is that? You talk about runners and meeting runners. Wee story. I was over in London for son's birthday. We were going to see the Harry Potter, and I thought we were there on the Friday night. I'll run a park run around on the Saturday mornings for Founder at Park Run, just around from the BBC as it was. I was walking down the street towards the park run. This other guy and his wife were walking the other way, and they said, "Is the park run this way?" I said, "No, it's that way." So I'm speeding this up because there's a lot happening. But anyway, turned out we walked down to the park run, did the park run, and he's a guy called Reggie Moses. He's from Cape Town, South Africa.
Wow.
And he's coming to Newry next week.
Wow.
He's coming over to visit Ireland. He's doing Dublin. He's doing Galway. He said, "I want to come to up to Newry to meet you up."
He couldn't come today.
He's just missed a week. He could have been part of it.
Part of this event, because we are getting the shout outs in. Now, I don't know if anybody's from South Africa, but we've had good luck.
Say hello to Reggie Moses.
We say hello to Reggie
his
Moses, and hopefully he enjoys his trip here to Newry next week.
Yeah.
We've a good luck, Paula Cooney. You're the best, and we'll smash it today. And that is from Wiki and Peter. We have Keeper Lit, Auntie Lanny. I've mentioned that one already, from Joe McCauley. Ryan Dunn, we're so proud of you on your first half marathon. It's such an achievement. Best of luck, you'll do great. And that is from Katie and Hudson. Best of luck to my wife Eleanor on her first ever race. You can do it. And that is from David Hollywood. And we'll come back to that in a second when I finish those, about people doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
Declan, I think that's a very important shout out to get there. So Eleanor, congratulations on doing your first ever race. Best of luck, John Brown. You can do it, from Paula, Eleanor and David, and I've mentioned that one, I do believe, already. And we have Keep Running, Auntie, we love you, and that is from Joe, Rossa and Patrick. We don't know who Auntie is, but we will come back to that. Good luck, Ryan Dunn. I'm so proud of you, from Hannah O'Hare. Happy 35th birthday, Grace, from children John, Nancy, Malachi and husband Michael, first 10k, and that's come in from Michael.
Oh
my
look
goodness!
At that.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Wait,
a magic moment.
While I was knee deep in announcements here, we actually have a proper announcement. This is phenomenal. We have a proposal. Oh my goodness, this is emotional.
Remain calm, Deborah. Remain calm.
We need to get these people on.
We do
on camera.
Yeah, let's get them down here.
We have had a live proposal.
Paul's on his way. He's going to find them. Look at that. The bottle is bubbly and the lovely flowers. 814 is.
See who has.
I better get the right name here.
Who has taken this really brave.
Pavlov Sibo from now go for that one. Siga Biga Team Marathon.
So Pavel has taken a really, really brave step and has proposed to
Would that be a PB?
His girlfriend. I reckon that is at the finish line of the half marathon. Incredible scenes here in Newry, and we hopefully get to speak to Pavel and his new fiancée very, 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 very soon.
I hope he's not a member of the grumpy old runners.
No. He definitely will not be after getting success and that. So not only do we have a birthday here of Grace Kingham, who's celebrating her 35th birthday here while doing her first 10k, we now have a proposal. So you just could not write this when you're live on air.
Who wrote the script?
There's none. Maybe that's the issue.
The magic of it.
That's the issue, Declan. Best of luck to Gareth Cook. We are so proud of you, and that comes in from Arthur, Ronan, and Megan.
And a message here from Liam Sloan, who runs it. Liam did the Belfast Marathon, said get a chance to give me a mention. Can't make it up there today. Would love to have been there. Well done, Liam, and well done on your Belfast Marathon. Congratulations. And Liam started off in Rostrevor Park runs as well.
And hopefully Liam is watching us live on YouTube here. We also have, and I'm going to have to get this right, it's a woohoo Sarah O'Prey. Run, run, run like the wind. One like there's one of Dad's salad sandwiches at the finish line. So I'm assuming that they are pretty good, these salad sandwiches of Sarah O'Prey's dad. And that is coming in from her sister Catherine. So we also have good luck Joe McCluskey, and that comes in from Danielle. So I wonder, is this our Pavel? Pavel, Martin and Murrow, you've got this.
Oh, you're on the case here for this one, Deborah.
So
you can take the lead.
We can indeed. And we actually have a shout in from...
Congratulations.
My goodness, what a brave man. What a brave man. And fantastic. A new fiance.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so I can call her from now on my fiance.
This is just wonderful news. Pavel, how long have you been planning this for?
You see, the plan was we will have a 5th anniversary in the 14th of June, right? And we will fly to Paris. Yes, big romance, but we changed our plans with my friend. Here,
you got to Newry instead of Paris.
Yes, because I compete here 7 years in 1 row under the 1.5 hour. Today also 1:25 today.
Brilliant. So not only did this man propose, but he got a good time. So all is sounding good so far.
Yes.
That both sounds like 2 good times.
I think so. Good time today and good times ahead.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we have.
Wow, thank you so much. I don't know what to say, and I'm never lost for words. So
are you, Catherine?
Charlene.
I have just literally been reading the message that you had left because I seen Pavel's name coming up, and I thought, I wonder, is that the same Pavel who has just got down on one knee?
Oh
yes.
Left a message. So I will read your message out after
absolutely.
this. But I think we have a bigger message today.
Yes.
So how did you feel? Had you any idea?
Absolutely no, because I know what he's like when he keeps secrets, and I was in my head, I was going, right, if he's keeping a ring, where's he keeping it? You know, what's happening? But
can we get a close-up of this? Wow. Now, I must say, Charlene actually has the nails done, so it's always good to be prepped in some sort of way.
Yes, that's our promise ring. I have the same, yes, and that's an engagement ring. So
that is just amazing news. So how are you going to celebrate for the rest of the afternoon?
Oh, we'll go for dinner or something.
Yes.
Are you staying in Newry?
Dinner was planned.
So we live in Cookstown.
Okay.
But we had that guy, he came from Slovakia to stay with us. So we have him to entertain as well, so we can't really go too mad, but we'll do something, so yes.
Well, we are thrilled that you chose
so much
today.
I'm just in shock, I really am.
This venue and this occasion to mark for the rest of your lives, and you will never forget this date and this venue. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you so
Enjoy
much.
the celebrations, and well done on your fantastic run.
Thank you very much again. Thank you again.
Don't go away. We gotta get the selfie.
So the most important question I have to ask is, with all your planning, did you turn your Garmin off? Did you stop your watch?
I did.
That's very important.
To the camera, everybody. Lovely.
Congratulations. So
thank you very much again.
Brilliant.
Well, isn't that amazing?
Fantastic news for Charlene and Pavel there. You never know what excitement you're going to get when you come to Newry.
I think you're just going to come and get a medal and a t-shirt.
I know. And instead you got a diamond ring. So that is wonderful news as our runners continue to come past us here today. And that was Charlene's message that I was just about to read out. So for Pavel, Martin and Murrow, you've got this. Martin was all the way from Slovakia, so that's the gentleman that they were talking about. And Pavel, leave your last Newry, leave everything you have here, have fun and enjoy every second. And she said, I love you very much. So maybe she had seen that message before Pavel made the commitment to get down on one knee at the finish line.
Like Wayne Heaney's coming through here from Newry City Runners. See his number popping up.
And we have a message in here from Eva Henning, who says, good luck Dad, love you loads. So well done to Eva's dad there. Congratulations to the organisers for putting on a super event every year, and that comes in from Brendan Howard, and it's so true. Declan, we've mentioned some of the team involved in the event, and Damien, Eva, Peter, and Anya and Pamela, and
Wayne was running backwards down the quays.
All of the committee members who just put in such an effort into making this happen.
And you've got to look at all the volunteers on the day as well. The people who are volunteering and doing marshalling and helping out around the route. And we've got a wonderful shot across the quays here, as you can just look from our drone shot. I don't know if you can see us. If we stand out, can you see the drone in the sky? Let's give it a big wave up there. It's up there somewhere.
Declan has spotted a camera. So Declan is going looking for the camera.
I haven't actually spotted it, but I know it's somewhere up there.
It's over there, Declan, just behind that tree.
Where? Behind the tree. Yeah. Peekaboo. We're saying about all the volunteers and people who'd actually want to be running today but have given up their running to volunteer and be marshals. People were here from 6 o'clock this morning putting out cones, getting the water ready, getting the bananas ready, getting the finishing line ready. Rigging.
It's such a team effort, and there's so many people involved. And even if you look at the crew from Mobile Media, I mean, there's just so many people involved in making this event happen. And then our 16.
There's Josephine from the Shelburne. Well done, Josephine.
We have lots of tired people coming through, and people who look as if you've just started the race, who are really powering through and keeping moving in there. Even though we're saying there's a little bit of wind, it's still hot out there, it's still warm, and the people are going to be really feeling it coming down the quay here now.
And it's a busy weekend here in the area, because I was at the High Kings up in the town hall last night. I was sitting beside Jim McGuigan. Jim's doing the 10k today, and Jim has a walk-run strategy, so he'll do a bit of walking, he'll do his running as well, but Jim's done absolutely fantastic. Started off running, he does a lot of mountain climbing as well, but we've got down in Warren Point, where we're at the turn at Warren Point there, the Blues in the Bay is on this weekend, and there's great music on in Warren Point. So here you've got athletics for from half marathon, 10k, right down to the kids down at the Warren Point. You've got music in the town hall, we had music. It's really, really buzzing weekend here in Newry in the area.
And that's what we need, just to create that sort of family atmosphere, things for people to do and see and get involved in, and especially sort of just to get out and give things a try. And especially that's what we talked a little bit about, the people doing their first half marathon or 10k here today. How important is it just to make that step to get started?
And it becomes addictive as well, doesn't it? And as if by magic, there is the aforementioned Jim McGuigan.
Hello,
1426. Well done, Jim. Jim taking in the atmosphere and giving the crowds the wave as he goes across the line. He's punching the air. Well done, Jim.
I have just seen somebody with a beer, so maybe it
is
with a beard. True. With a beer, so maybe it is true that there is a beer at the finish line. So I jested earlier about somebody saying in the comments that there was a beer at the finish line, but maybe there is. And we here have a raft of ladies coming through here who have done a fantastic job, and we have the Scrabble Striders who are always well represented at some of these events. We've also just seen Louise appear in here, who is Ali Mackenzie's wife.
Oh yes, yeah.
And Ali's, this is the brainchild. Putting this together on live stream for the first time is Ali's brainchild, and we're delighted to see that Louise has completed. Is it the 10k, Louise? 10k.
Well done,
so
congratulations.
Well done. And Louise got a PB, so Louise hopefully got to ring that bell.
Did you ring that bell?
Ring that bell that we talked about earlier on.
We talked about this sort of 75 or 80 running groups. Abergale Harriers, Annandale Striders, Armagh SC, Artane Beaumont Running Club, Balbriggan District Running Club.
Emer McVerry coming through there. Emer is a brilliant runner, and some of the crew that look to be coaching other runners around, and you'll find a lot of that as well. We've probably got some unofficial pacers here. We've seen a casualty coming through, and that's important as well too. We've a lot of people out on the course here who are helping with first aid, and if anybody gets into trouble out there on the route.
Yeah, that's James McAlinden just being helped over the line to make sure he gets his finish and gets his time. Well done to James and everyone supporting him.
The atmosphere here now is just absolutely electric as people are coming across the line. You can see from those drone shots just what we are dealing with here. We really have such a great experience for people who are coming in across the line. Loads of people cheering them on and getting involved. And again, I just want to mention, Declan, our charities that we have, Action Mental Health, who've been transforming lives and promoting mental well-being for years, making such a huge difference in people's lives. A couple of charities that are close to my own heart that I've been involved in is the Bolster Community. Bolster Community, who's a fabulous social enterprise here, supporting individuals and families, just I suppose to get what I would say is, a hand up and not a hand out, which is really, really important here. Women's Aid, Armagh Down, Women's Aid do an unbelievable job here in this local area in supporting women and children impacted by domestic abuse in our local community. Here's Sarah McCullough coming through at the minute. Sarah is not wearing her usual
pink ladies
today. Sarah is one of the pink ladies from Kilkeel, who are just a breath of fresh air.
And there's Noel Moan. Well done, Noel. Welcome home, Noel.
Brilliant work from Noel Moan, and Noel again was involved in the background production as we mentioned earlier.
So you were saying about the work of Women's Aid in the area.
Women's Aid. They've such a tough job to do, but the support. There's Drew coming through with his sub 140 pace, and we're still at that stage of people trying to get through in that 140. Which
when you think about it, this is 140 on the half marathon just coming through now.
Unbelievable, and we're jumping back and forward here between our charities and talking about the work of Women's Aid. And I know Helen and Eileen and some of the team are here today to support our runners through. So thank you to Women's Aid for all that you do. Downright Brilliant, which is Newry Morning Down's Down syndrome support group. They really are an unbelievable group of people, and I've the pleasure of dealing with, having experienced some of the people who go along to that group, including a wonderful young lady from Camla called Maeve Robb, and she gets such value out of going to a group, an organisation like Downright Brilliant.
Yeah, and as we're here at the finish line watching the finishers coming over, you can see in our pictures there's still lots of runners out on the route. And really bunched together there, so I would say that's probably a pacing group that we can see coming through.
We have Lorna and Mo, the 2 hour pacers, the 150 pacers, the 210, the 220 pacers.
So we've just seen Drew's group coming through at 140, so another 10 minutes and we'll be seeing the 150 pacers coming through.
546, wonderful scenes there of one of our runners running along with his children, something that so it's just 546, something that is maybe frowned upon in other races.
Kevin McDonald's.
Something that we really welcome here. I mean, to see Kevin running with his two kids over the line there is just wonderful. Our final charity, just to give them another quick mention, is Prostate Cancer UK. They're not a local charity, but unfortunately can be a very local problem. And we all know at least one person who's been affected by this horrible disease, and we just want to shine a light on how important it is
probably
for men
the awareness
to
of
get
that at the moment as well, with the current news stories too, is just people a bit more aware of it and thinking about it.
And I think as well, athletic men, who may think that they're immune to getting something like this, because we all know within our own running group that it has been prevalent, and it's just something that we want to raise awareness of. So thank you so much to our 5 charity partners and to the many other charities and organisations that are represented here today by our runners, raising money or raising awareness or just getting involved in any way in some of the charity activities that we do. And we're just giving the runners a little wave as they go past. And these are a mixture of probably mostly half marathon runners.
Still half marathon, yeah. You can tell for the blue and the red
from the bibs. So our red bibs are the 10k.
Red bibs are the 10k, yeah.
And our blue bibs are the half marathon. So people, I suppose, Declan, at this stage, just delighted to be finished and to be getting to that finish line and getting to be part of that atmosphere.
There is one of the things, because this is an out and back route as well, that when you're coming back, or you're still going out and you see the runners coming back, that can get in your head and play funny games with your head as well, and sort of, I've still a long way to go.
I know, and one man who needed to get this event out of his head and down on paper and actually happening is the wonderful McConaghy, who is our local bid manager, which is a business improvement district, and we have a very, very strong bid here in our local community here in the centre of Newry. Eamon, thank you so much for supporting this event. How do you feel about what you can see here today?
You can't, thanks Deborah, you can't help but feeling uplifted by the feel-good factor, the community spirit, this sense of wellness and togetherness, and that is a testimony to the partnership between Newry City Runners, the media team, the credit union, the Keys and ourselves to bring out what's best in Newry. And we've been blessed with the weather, and the event grows every year, and we're looking forward to further success going forward.
And I think it's so important that we've made this a family-friendly event. We saw a record number of children going past in the fun run. We mentioned a runner there that ran through the line with his 2 children, something frowned upon in other places. How important is it that we make Newry a family-friendly destination?
Absolutely. Our future's built on experiences, and if you look at today, the proportion of people with their children or with their parents is very large, and it's just a reflection of the event. There are many people here for best times, and there are many people here for fun, and many people here for charity support, and it's just everything that's good that we want to see.
Eamon, you'd run out yourself as well. Do you miss not being involved on the day, on the route?
There's a good sense of togetherness off the road as well, so I'm quite content as we are.
I think Eamon is looking very trim. I think he's doing some sneaky training somewhere along the line.
Look, I'm just blessed to have a support network like yourselves and all around. And Newry City Runners are a best-in-class organisation, and this event is a representation of everything that you'd want to be involved with.
When you look at the screen there, and you can see the drone shots showing the whole area off to its best. As you say, you booked the sunshine as well.
It is, and it's as well. It's also a feel-good factor, but there's also a commercial benefit to Newry. If you look at Cafe Nero, it's packed. If you look at the Keys, it's buzzing the last few days with registration, and that's what we want. A rising tide lifts all boats, and this is a key catalyst to achieving that.
And I think just getting people involved, and we've just seen shots there of Ali Mackenzie's little daughter, Louise, putting the medal around her neck, sitting in the pram. And we couldn't do this type of thing without people in our local community, like the volunteers, like Ali, who thought about bringing this to screen for the first time. How important is it that we get out that bit further than, we're reaching over 80 clubs here with the event today, so getting out into the wider...
This event is a manifestation of community, and at the end of the day we are community. And if you look at the actually probably most competitive element of this, it was the kids' fun run at the start. I thought Declan McConaghy was taking part in at the rate that they went out at. Declan always likes to sprint out and sprint home.
The future of our athletics is secure, given some of the genes and competitiveness of some of the kids. And look, it's just a superb event. You see all shapes and sizes, but what you see throughout is smiles. And really, we couldn't do this type of thing without the support of Newry Bid and what you, Eamon, personally do and what Bid does in our local community. So thank you so much. It's all about partnership, and ultimately that's what Newry's about, and we're lucky to have so many good people, and thank you for all you do. That's all, Eamon. Off you go. You were in charge of the bananas earlier, I think. He's away there. There's Willie still encouraging people. We'll get a chat to Willie yet. We tried to get talking to Willie earlier, but we have Ian here from Lagan Valley Runners. So hold on a second here. We are just getting some information about this great man standing behind us. This is his 3rd half marathon in a week. Declan, yes, that's amazing. I'm tired even looking at you. Well, it's a bit cooler today, and lots of water on the route. Great crack and beautiful route. Did you run with a pacer? I ran early doors with the 140, then I kicked on in the second half. As you do, as an old timer. So what time did you finish in? 1:38 today, so fantastic. All good. And how did that compare to your other 2 half marathons? 1:40, 1:47. So I was a bit tired last Sunday, I can tell you. So we've got a PB for this week. For the week, aye. You see, we told you that Newry had a PB course, and Ian is here to prove it. Well, we're gearing up for the Berlin Marathon, so these 21s are really good. Get some cadence, get some endurance, a little bit of speed for the old timer, then we're good. And what did you think of the route? I loved it. It's quick, but having said that, if you push on too early, too quick, you're going to pay for it coming up against the headwind. So you've got to sort of manage the race a little bit, but cracking race.
So, and we're going to ask you now, bearing in mind that you're live on screen and live on air, how did it compare to your 2 previous half marathons?
This is brilliant.
This week?
Brilliant.
The best one?
The best.
That's all.
You got it.
That's all. That's what we needed.
You heard it from the horses.
We were talking earlier about how races like this fit into a race plan, and you were talking about, you know, Berlin and things like that.
Yeah.
How do you plan your year? Do you target races that will bring you to the big
Yeah,
race?
well, I was targeting sort of London, Belfast. I ended up with Belfast. And then there's quite a bit of a break now between that and Chicago and Berlin, which are the real races for me this year. So I'm trying to get the big 6. So I'm sort of rooting around those at the minute. And the only way to get into them is good for age. So you've got to have a bit of leg speed and your cat. So these just lend it to you to do that. So it just builds in nicely.
So what do you hope? What are you going for in Berlin?
Around about 3:20. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So,
is it true there's going to be a big 7? Are we going to get?
Yeah,
Sydney?
no,
Are we
we've
getting
got big
Sydney
8.
on
Big
the-
8. Big 7 is now Sydney. And next year, where I lived for 25 years, South Africa, Cape Town, the race. Cape Town, the race. That is sublime. Absolutely sublime down there.
And that's going to be part of the.
As in May next year, it's number 8.
Brilliant. So
I'll be
no
down there.
doubt we will see you there.
Well, absolutely.
And we're
in the colours.
And we're delighted that you joined us here today, and to have Lagan Valley well represented here is very, very important for us as well. And to be the 3rd half marathon this week, and to be his PB and his favourite course, what more could we ask?
And the sun comes out.
What more could we
There you
ask
go.
from Ian?
Thank you very much.
So much.
Ian, well
and
done. Congratulations. There you go. Three in a week.
I don't think I'd fancy that, Declan, to you.
I don't know. No, I mean, you know, our sort of training plan is for it. Oh, here he is. We've tried to get him all morning.
All morning.
He's been far too busy.
We have been trying to get the legend, and then he folds his arms when we go to talk to him. But this is the man, the legend, the Willie McCracken, that I think has inspired every single runner in this area and beyond. Willie, how proud are you today?
I'm very proud about it, like, to see the opposition, not the opposition here, the quality here today, like, you know, in my day it was good quality, but this is top quality here today now, like, you know, and I'm congratulating the winners on the half marathon and the 10k, super running. And
I think you got more out of congratulating the winners in the 2k fun run. You were thinking to future pipeline.
That was another good initiative who thought that up. It's brilliant, like, it's maybe the next generation coming up behind us all, like.
And to see a girl winning it.
Seeing a girl as well too, and well clear of the field, like, well done, like, you know.
So we maybe try and get a hold of her or her parents somewhere along the line, because I think that was a tremendous run. Willie, how important is it to have so many people here in Newry and taking part in this event?
It's brilliant, like, you know, somebody remarked to me a while ago there about, we had a 10k in Newry way back in the years ago, and if we had 60 runners in it, it was ahead of it. But now, the athletics has all grown over the years, just like everything else. It all grows, and it goes spiral out of control sometimes, but it's good. It's really good, like, you know.
But it's not just Newry, you know, you're seeing this right throughout all the races. You know, the marathons are selling out within hours.
Yes.
Dublin half sold out, Belfast half. People are more engaged now and see it as an opportunity for health, for competition, just for making friends as well.
That's right. But the one good thing I will say, and I'm glad to see this, that there is a lot of female runners running at the moment now, and it's great to see that. It's super.
And all most of us want to do is impress Willie, because if you get any level, whatever, how tiny it might be, of a compliment from Willie, you know you've had a good session, because Willie doesn't hand those compliments out handy, do you, Willie?
Especially not on the track side.
I was going to say, on a Tuesday night at the track, you have to work hard to get a compliment.
That's what it's all about. It's about hard work, and if you do the hard work, you achieve at the end of the day, like. Now, I said before, I congratulate the winners, but the most important thing, I'll have to go, I'm only a small part of the committee, but the chairman, Damon Holland, Track McGuinness, they're a big part of the team, and it's congratulations to them all. This is a super event, and all I can say is well done.
The work that Damien and Attractive, Peter, you know, all of the team put in is just
the whole team,
unbelievable.
There's so I'm only a part of it, as well as anybody else, but the focus is on, I have to say, but it's on Damien and Tractor, and it takes a lot of organisation for this.
And we had a course record broken here today in the 10k.
And especially by a Newry fella, really, like, you know, really, yep.
And you see the roar. I mean, this is obviously an event, and it's once a year. But the park runs, and I went down to Rostrevor Park Run. Rostrevor Park Run. It was there every Saturday morning, 9:30. You were there at the finish line, giving us the cheers. We came through the Narnia for that final sprint.
And watching your sprint.
Oh, thank you, Billy.
But I have to say now, if I can say this now, but apparently the Newry Park Run, the new Newry Park will be officially probably starting this Saturday.
Oh, brilliant!
Hopefully,
breaking news, Willie.
Breaking news. Maybe I shouldn't say it over air, but.
No, I think quietly.
You didn't say that.
We'll in the coming weeks. In the coming weeks, to give it a time, I suppose. To
these new park ones was initiated by a chap that I ran years ago with Matt Shields, and it's great. The park runs brings everybody on, and it's not only for elite runners, but the family run. Take the youngsters out now. It's super. That's what I say.
And getting people involved, like we've talked about, like we've had a lot of messages in here today, Willie, for people running their first 10k or their first half marathon, and that's a big deal for people, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the park runs that brings them on, like, they don't really.
And you're right, Deborah, not to underestimate an event like this, because you can easily say it's a Newry Half Run, it's the Newry 10k, but for a lot of people, it's a stepping stone from the park run up. But it's a big deal, and on the morning, a lot of people are nervous, a lot of people are apprehensive about how it's going to go for them on the day, and that organisation in the background, so that everything goes smoothly, from picking up their numbers, picking up their packs, to getting to the start line, to having the toilets here. That makes it a lot easier for people, and they can focus on their run.
They can focus on their run. It's quite correct. Like, they hit the nail on the head. It's quite correct.
And even the point then that Ian that we just spoke to there has done his third half marathon in a week, but he's training for Berlin. So we're part of people's, we talked about that earlier, Declan, we're part of people's wider training programme.
You see, there's a lot of competition, but a lot of races all over the whole country. You know, you race every week.
Yep.
Years ago, if I had a race maybe once or twice a week, that was at the height of it. But it's great, it's super, like, you know.
And look what you still achieved without that level of competition. Willie, you are a living legend. We think you're absolutely amazing, and you do so much for the local running community, and you know you should be extremely proud of what you see out here today, because a lot of it is down to you.
I'll just say one thing, if I can say one thing. Hopefully,
of course you can.
I was supposed to run today, but had a bit of an injury. But next year will be my 80th birthday. So I hope to be on the starting line.
Well, we hope to see you there, because it is an absolute pleasure. You are a credit to our local running community, and while we don't get many compliments, we do love them. We really do love them.
You'll still not get any compliments.
No, I still won't. I was trying to get brownie points there, and here's Declan out again with his.
I was going to get
camera.
a selfie, Willie.
We're going to get a selfie with Willie.
There we go.
Thank you so much, Willie.
See you next year.
Take care.
Start line. Yeah.
For his 80th birthday, like, how amazing is that for somebody like Willie McCracken to be there from, I suppose, morning to night, really encouraging young people and older people and all of us to try and get better at running and trying to perfect the sport that we all love and enjoy doing. And I believe we have one of our
Jules Hughes. Jules, come into the middle here.
Jules, you look very cool, calm and collected there. Tell us what you have just done.
I managed to bag 4th place today, so I'm absolutely delighted with myself. This is my 4th year doing Newry. I really look forward to doing it every year. It's always right at the start of the summer, so it's always such a good atmosphere. I just went out there with no expectations at all today. I'd been injured for a wee while there, so I had to take a few weeks off running, so that really wasn't part of the plan, so I wasn't expecting much today. But I just really enjoyed it. Just kept it chill, kept the heart rate low, and yeah, it was great. Really enjoyed it.
And you look like you have just stepped
look,
out
just
of the
arrived.
house, that you were just getting ready to run. Yeah. You look fabulous. What time did you do today?
I think I've got about 1:33, 1:34. So
that is amazing.
I've been delighted with something in between there. So yeah.
And how did you find the course?
I like the course. I know it gets a bit of controversy. People say it's like a bit boring or like a bit mentally taxing, but I actually think it's quite. To me, it's very easy on my brain. I like once you get out of the industrial estate, that's it. You know, you're just straight up.
It's like your warm-up loop, isn't it?
Yeah, then you're just straight up the road, turn and come back, and all you have to focus on is running and just keeping yourself right and keeping on your pace. So I quite like it, and then I like the way when you can see the real fast guys at the front coming back down, so people are like going up alongside each other. So I think that creates a really good atmosphere and it really pulls you on. So I do like the course.
And that's what we said about, you know, people coming in, the 10K and the half marathoners coming in at the same time. It creates a real atmosphere.
Yeah.
But we did talk about that notion about coming out of the industrial estate.
Yes. There's the 210 pacer coming in.
The 210 pacer
Laura
has
and Peter.
just gone past. So well done to the team there. But tell us in terms of the female runners here today. I'm a big advocate of pushing female running. How competitive was the field?
No, it was pretty competitive.
Could you see any of the first three in front of you?
Yes. I think we were all quite spread out, to be honest, the first four of us. And I know there was a few girls behind me, not too far behind me. So obviously the ratio of male to female there's quite a difference, but there were some very speedy girls up the front there. So I could see them far in the distance.
How do you try to pull them in then? How do you try to just close that gap?
Well, what you have to do is you have to use some of the fast men that are around you and stick in beside them and help, and so then just try to pick off the girls. So I had a few guys around me on my way back down the dual carriageway, which really helped me. So
we talked about that idea of picking off the people in front of you, and you have no idea when you have somebody running behind you that you're being picked off.
Yeah, and I'm sure people were trying to use me as a pace as well. But you just have to use the people around you, and I think that's great.
Can you use the route as well? Because you were talking about that being mentally challenging, sort of that long road ahead. I try to pick out maybe a shadow or a tree or a bush or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I know once you kind of hit Greenbank in the industrial estate, you kind of know, right, you're on the home straight, so you can get a wee bit more juice. Or when you're on the way out, you kind of know if you're still in Greenbank, you know you've got a long way to go. So I suppose you can sort of use it like that. And then obviously the mile pacers being out, you can see when you're hitting 9 miles, 10 miles, that really helps.
And then you can hear the bit of buzz when you're coming back.
Yeah, and there's a great crowd kind of at the bottom of Greenbank there and even at the top of the turn. So that's kind of something nice to like run towards the crowd, because then you get a good cheer and it gives you a really good boost then and speed up, and then that's you set to go for another.
Is this a home gig for you?
It is, yeah.
Right.
I'm Newry.
What part of town are you from?
Up in Bestbrook.
I actually have seen you out training.
Yeah, I run the roads in Newry every single day. I absolutely love running. I really do. If I'm not at Queen's in Belfast, I'm running around Newry. So I love when something like this comes to Newry. Then it's great.
It's very important, isn't it, for people to have local events to do.
Even if I was going to do today in 2 hours or 3 hours, I would always do it because I just love supporting Newry and
getting involved. And so what's next, Jules?
I think I'm going to try. I've signed up for the Antrim Coast Half Marathon at the end of August.
That's meant to be a toughie.
It is a toughie. It's an out and back marathon as well, or half marathon as well, and I know it's a really fast course.
Bit of a hill.
Yeah, and very exposed, very windy along the coast.
But again, very scenic.
Yeah, exactly, and I know it attracts some really good athletes. So if anything, it'll be a great day out and great for me even to watch and get a glimpse of some of the real elites.
Are you a student of sport at Queen's? Or?
I'm not. I've just finished chemical engineering, but I've been part of Queen's athletics team for the past 4 years, which made my university experience.
And what did that bring to you? Where do you get to with Queen's AC?
No, we're not the most prestigious uni when it comes to running, but we've got a great team. Like it was the best. It created the best atmosphere and social life for me at university, and working towards the big varsity cross countries and university races. And we have some great runners representing us this year. I'm sure a lot of people would have seen the likes of Rachel McCann. She's our club president this year. She was at the Olympics over in Tokyo. So she's brilliant. So you could go far enough with university, like some of the ones on our team are on like scholarship athletes with Queen's, but yeah, like anyone that comes to us and wants to do well in their running, like we've got the facilities.
They've got the opportunity and the facilities.
Exactly, and the coaches to push them.
And as you say, then when you've got scenery and that, like around home, that you can do it, you know, because Jules, we're very proud of you. Thank you very much.
Well
we're delighted to see a local lady doing so well.
And so fresh.
I know, and no doubt I will see you pounding the pavements around Bestbrook and Camla and Newry going forward, and we will be watching to see sort of how you get on in the years to come.
Bestbrook represented at the Olympics. You're the girl.
Why not? Why not? Absolutely. So thank you so much, Jules. Take care.
Well done.
And I suppose that's just some of the success stories, Declan, that we're seeing here today. You know, with people locally and nationally and internationally. When you listen to Ian coming originally from South Africa, really, you know, taking that opportunity, and we are now, getting joined coming very soon. Somebody who couldn't talk to us earlier on, but who is just another legend in this event, and who I know is going to be really uncomfortable doing this little piece here. But this is one of our race directors, or the race director, Peter Linden, who just, with the team, make this thing happen. Peter, how important was it to bring this event to Newry today, and this size and scale? How proud are you?
Oh, I mean, look around, the amount of people that are out supporting. We're very lucky. It's a lovely sunny day, and I think the whole community really is buying into this and starting to really enjoy the event. And it's great to see.
And talk to me about your committee, because I'm very conscious that we named a couple of people. Can you name everybody so that we make sure that we haven't missed anybody?
It's a big committee.
So what we're going to do is I want to put the blame back on Peter Linden. If we have missed anybody along the line, I want to make sure that it's Peter Linden's fault. So we're going to try and get a full list off. If we can.
I'm absolutely sure you covered everybody. I'd have to go to the WhatsApp group, because if I do that, and I will miss one, and I'll be in bigger trouble. But I tell you what, they're a fantastic crew, and they just put so much work in over the last 5 months to get this ready to this point. And it takes an awful lot of work behind the scenes and an awful lot of dedication from people who, they don't do this for anything else than the love of running and volunteering, and I really appreciate all that they do. You guys as well.
And very busy people as well. A lot of people, they've got other commitments, and I think the fact that this is the first time that we're bringing it live to a wider audience, like, how important is that?
Oh, it's fantastic, because if you've got a granny or granda in Canada that wants to watch you, it's fantastic. You'll probably go home and watch yourself cross the finish line when you get back, see what sort of state you're in, or see how perfect your form is and all the rest of it. But it's great to be able to put this out and sort of promote the area as well.
So it was great to have mobile media involved with us today, and hopefully it's just the start of a bigger and better partnership in terms of bringing this event out to a wider audience.
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic professional crew, and this is our first time doing this, and as far as I'm aware, I'm told it's all gone very well. So yeah, really enjoyed working with them.
We'll find out afterwards when we watch it back on YouTube. All of us tonight.
Well, we were talking to Willie earlier on about the behind the scenes work, and when you look at the runners coming in, you look at them crossing the finish lines here, you are giving them that opportunity to participate in this event safely, to enjoy themselves, to maybe aim for a PB, or maybe just complete their first 10k, first half marathon. That is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, from every runner, I keep on saying this, every runner is important to us, from the very first finisher, who, by the way, with course records set in the 10k, male and female. I'm sure
was it in the female? We didn't.
Yes,
we didn't hear
it was slight confusion there, but yeah, she broke it by a few seconds.
Brilliant.
And it was absolutely brilliant. But now, the last runner will be coming through in nearly an hour's time, and they're just as important to us as the first one. And I hope they have as good a time. Well, they'll have a better time because they're out in the course for longer and
and maybe get to enjoy some of that wonderful scenery that we're seeing. But one of the things that we really loved about today was the kids' race. Your Hannah, we saw running and taking part in it. But how important it is to get young people involved in the world of running at this stage?
Well, if you can give these kids a little taste of it, and they enjoy it, and they get their medal in their goodie bag, and they go and get their ice cream, and say, well, maybe I'll go back to another running race. Maybe they'll go to park run on Saturday. You never know what it sparks in a child, and they want to take up running or athletics or anything.
And we think Willie McCracken was taking notes in terms of who had potential.
He'll have them up at the track on Tuesday night.
He definitely was watching. He definitely was watching intently to see who had got quality potential. But you said about the local runners there in terms of our winners, and we maybe didn't get to see everybody coming through. Declan, Declan was too busy waving at people, but
looking at the numbers
and looking at the screen. So those course records, do you know what they were? We know Gary Crummy.
Gary was ducked under 31 minutes. I believe the first Newry man to go under 31 minutes. Now that's all provisional. But it was an absolutely amazing run by him. And then Kerry
O'Flaherty, yes.
O'Flaherty, of course, ex-Olympian. And we maybe shouldn't be surprised that she broke the course record. She already owns the course record in the half marathon from a couple of years ago, and she came and took the 10k today as well, which is an amazing run.
And
fantastic, great to see.
We're honoured to have people like that here with us today, and it just shows we had over 80 running groups here represented. Peter, again,
right?
Which is testament to, I suppose, the event that you have created. Like, how important is it to get, that wider audience?
Well, obviously we want people from all over the country to come here. We want people from and other countries, in fact. We did have that today. Yeah, we've got Martin coming third in the half marathon, which is fantastic. And we've got running clubs that hopefully will come. Maybe 10 of them come this year. They go back, they tell their friends, look, Newry was brilliant, let's go back. And 20 of them come next year. And
Pavel's proposal, did you know anything about Pavel's proposal?
I'd heard a rumour, I didn't get to see it, but I think
you can watch it back on the stream.
He's a very, very brave guy.
Well, we nearly missed it, but we got a shot. We got a shot of it, and then we managed to talk to Pavel and Charlene, and it was fabulous. They were just absolutely delighted, both of them, and just coincidentally at the same time we were reading a message from Charlene on the screen, and it had said, she had sent it in yesterday, and it had said, I love you very much. So he was pretty secure he was getting a yes. But I still don't know if I would have taken that risk, you know. So he was a brave man.
It wasn't quite such a guarantee in getting a PB though, was it?
No,
he had to do more work for that.
He did very well. So Peter, is there anything you want to say to the runners and to everybody involved in this event?
Oh, look, there's a few things. Number one, thank all the runners for coming and supporting us, and I hope they all had a good day and that they'll be back. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Newry Credit Union for supporting us, and Newry Bid for supporting us all the way through and helping us with involving local businesses as well to come in on board and provide all the food and the drink and all the rest of it. It's just absolutely brilliant. And to our hosts, the Keys, and they have been absolutely fantastic with us for the last weeks, in fact, setting this up, and they couldn't do enough for us. It was absolutely brilliant. And then our running club, Newry City Runners, our committee and our runners have all got behind this, and it's just brilliant to see, and hopefully next year we can make this better.
There you go. Do you have any idea how many runners actually took part on the day or entered?
Well, there was 1,600 entered, and we'll see when the dust settles, probably 1,500 ran, thereabouts, plus the kids race, so another 100 and whatever it was with the children.
And it's the point that you're making there, that Eamon Connolly, who we spoke to earlier from BID as well, is the whole city benefits from something like this, and it's important for people to see events like this happening, and as well for people to know that they're voluntarily run, and it's just people who are doing it for the love of a sport and of a club, and the more of this that we can get, the better, and the more people that we can get supporting, it's so important. So Peter, thank you so much for everything that you.
There's Lorna, our 2:10 pacer, coming in there. She's lost her balloon.
I'm afraid to mention names, but you, Attracta, and all the team, everything that you have done in making this happen. I think we're all truly grateful, and I think when people watch this back and see themselves and see the event that you've created, you should be immensely proud of everything you have done.
Well, thank you very much, but it's a team.
It really is a team, and I am very disappointed that you weren't able to mention that full team. We did ask him because I'm very conscious.
When's your next race?
Some names.
My own next race? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Carlingford 5K, I'd say.
There you go.
In August, there might be one or two before that, but we'll give that a bash.
And that's another thing, just to end on. All of these people that take part and support this event today are forgoing their own opportunity to run this race, because the people that you have behind the scenes are amongst, if not the best runners that we have in this area, and it's a testament to them to give up their day,
sacrifice that,
give up their day running, and maybe have an opportunity to have a PB to support everybody else. So thank you so much to all the committees, the volunteers, the marshals, and everybody who helps behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Well done, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Great event.
Thank
well
you
done.
very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
There we go. Look at the pictures of the runners still streaming in here over the quays. The drone pictures today have been absolutely incredible. At one stage we thought we'd step back and just let the music play, but
we've just had our first female in the half marathon.
Come into the middle.
Oh, sorry, Aileen. We're going to
skipping event as well. You've entered.
I know you'd be doing all sorts. Aileen, thank you so much.
Haley, sorry.
Haley, sorry. Haley, what running club are you from?
Loughran Valley.
Loughran Valley. Haley is the winner of our half marathon, our first female. I think we were that busy talking we didn't see you coming through, Haley. But congratulations. How did you find today?
I enjoyed it until mile 8 and I got really bad stitch, but then I just pushed through from then and I'm really pleased.
How do you do that from mile 8 for another sort of, what,
Just
5?
for somebody who might be interested in knowing.
Yes, tell us what is the secret.
What's the secret?
I know, I was just trying to just push through it, and then there was someone next to me and he was keeping me going, and there was a cyclist next to me and he was helping me, and then once I seen other people coming in, it just helped me get through.
And funny, Jules, the fourth lady that we were talking to earlier, said exactly the same. She said it was the people around her who helped to keep motivated her. How did you find the course?
I really enjoyed it. It was quite downhill and then when you turned back around, it was a bit uphill and the wind was in your face.
I told you, it's uphill on the way home.
We talked a lot about wind here today, and not just because we're beside the toilets, but we did talk a lot about the windy course. Do you think it impacted you today?
When I got up to the turning point for the 10k, and that's when I felt a bit better and the stitch was going, and then I just got mile 11 and picked it up a little bit more and it felt good.
Yeah.
And
did you get a PB today?
2-minute PB.
Fantastic.
There you go.
So not only did you win, but you got a
2-minute
PB.
Flat and fast, but there's a wee bit of a hill, but it's still fast.
Yeah,
Still fast.
I really did enjoy it.
Haley, make us very jealous. What was your time today? Oh, we have to check the Strava.
1 hour 26-25 seconds.
Wow. 1 hour 26:25 for Haley, our half marathon winner. That is phenomenal running. So obviously this is part of a wider programme for you, is it, or what's next on the radar for you?
I'm signed up for the Belfast Half Marathon.
Oh, nobody is going to want to see you coming for the Belfast Half Marathon with times like that. So that's in September.
Yeah.
Same day as Dublin. Dublin and Belfast both
on the same day. And will you do anything in between then? Will you do any races, some 10Ks?
I've signed up for the long women's 5k.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's in Omeath,
Just down the road.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a downhill, isn't it? So that's a...
I don't think they've
Fast and
changed the route.
furious.
It's on the Greenway now.
Okay. I was
So
going to say, it's how
nice.
fast can you go without falling, I think. But Hill, you must be absolutely thrilled today.
Yeah.
And is this your first time doing Newry?
First time doing the half, I normally do the 10k.
Okay. And how did you get on the 10K previously? You probably did quite well in it too.
I think I did 41 minutes, I think I got.
Okay, brilliant. So you must be absolutely delighted today. Well, we are thrilled for you, and that is a great piece of bling to be taken home with you. And Declan's going to make you multitask here and be in a photograph
Collecting
with us
selfies
as well.
for the
He
day.
is.
I actually got a 10k PB at the same time in this.
Did you?
Yeah.
There you go. 3,
well,
2, 1, and hey!
I guarantee you that we will be looking out for you in the Belfast Half Marathon.
We will indeed.
Because that is a phenomenal time. We're delighted that you came here today. Will you come back next year and defend your title?
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
that is brilliant. Well, we
Write
will be
that down.
delighted to see you. So, Haley, thank you so much for
Well done,
joining us
Haley.
today, and congratulations. And enjoy your success.
We've got a team from Murlock AC over here getting their photo taken. If the camera can spin around, can you show them there? There they are. They're just breaking up on the.
There's a great
got their
team
photograph taken.
there from Murlock. And then we have a tractor. We have a
hi,
tractor
Attracta.
McGuinness. So,
James McCaffrey's coming in as
Attracta,
well.
and we're going to get James in 1 wee second, and John and Ciara we're going to get in a wee second. But Attracta is our other co-race director, who again, none of these people had time to breathe to talk to us earlier on.
Kind of spreadsheets
But
is Attracta.
Attracta has been the brains of much of this operation and guiding and leading the team for weeks. Attracta, how proud are you today?
Oh, delighted. You'll be delighted to see it all coming together on the day we start in January. And there's a lot of work at the start, and then there's a bit of a lull, and then for the last 3 or 4 weeks it's just work right up to last night and this morning. People still looking things, but to see the runners come, the buzz on their face, people giving you feedback, it's just phenomenal. It's all worth it.
And I think there's something about Newry that is, to me, maybe I'm biased, but it feels really helpful, because like I know there was people asking for their packs early and asking for them being delivered and this, that and the other, and other races are very regimented about how these things are done. I think at one stage we had 4 people offering to take Christopher McGee's packs to be delivered, and
They
the end
delivered.
they were delivered
And they
over
were
to one-
delivered to him. When somebody was going to Tesco, they brought them to them. But that's what you want to do. You want to help people who are travelling from afar, or a company like that who are putting a big bit of effort in. to run together. So anything we can do to help them, we're really happy, and people appreciate it, and then they come back again the next year.
And we saw that today, and you know, and I suppose we tried to get Peter to name the full committee because we were afraid that we have missed people somewhere along the line. Are you going to take that risk and try to name everybody for us? Because we're just very conscious that there's a lot of people put a huge amount of effort in.
Okay, well obviously we've Damien Mulholland as the chair, Peter Linden, Eva Kitchen, Tractor McGuinness, Damien Maguire, Anya Fagan, Pamela Fagan, Gemma Blackadder, Noel Moan, Paul O'Brien, James, whatever James' surname is,
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. I think I've got them all. I've got them all.
I hope so.
We definitely did miss a few
Peter
there.
didn't want to do that.
We had missed Paul and James and Gemma, so definitely, hopefully we have got everybody, and I know Una and Patricia and lots of people.
And Una, I missed Una, and sure Una does all our reports, so how could I miss Una?
We talked about Una, we talked about Una earlier, and it's just important that there's so many people. Like if you looked at, you know, there was people from the committee or the team out on the bikes and doing all of those
doing
vital
the
roads.
backpacks on Wednesday night, and then giving out numbers Friday night, Saturday. So it's just everybody coming together. Yes, there's a key core of us who do the bulk of the work, but then you need people jumping in and taking tasks from you and doing it. So,
and Attractive, what do you want to say to the runners, all the people who have taken part
just
today?
Thank you for supporting us. As I say, a lot of them come back again year after year. We can see Murlock over there; they're a big supporting group.
They've set up their own picnic table.
Picnic table and everything.
I like their style. They have, and they actually, I don't know if we can get a shot of them, but they have cosy armchairs and everything.
There.
And we have our pram runner, our wheelchair runner, so our assisted runner coming in, and fantastic to see the guys coming through there as well. So
just thank you to the runners. Give us a bit of feedback, good or bad. It's mainly good, but if there's something we can improve for next year, we'll be very happy to take it on board.
I know, and I suppose we want to say a massive thank you to you, Attracta, and all the team for the many hours that have gone in. We said the same to Peter. I mean, it's a huge amount of effort that goes into making an event like this happen, and of course to our partners, Mobile Media, who have done an amazing job today in bringing us out to the world.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attracta.
And when the last runner crosses the line, you got to go and pick up all the cones and all the crash barriers and take it all down again. Yeah. Brilliant. Well done, Attracta. Well done.
Yes, there's plenty of work to be done after this is all over.
See some walkers coming in now and runners, and that's what we say. You know, if you walk it, you run it, you're participating in it, you're getting involved, and that's a great thing.
We're going to talk to John and Ciara McCaffrey now in a wee second, but I'm getting real judgment here now at the moment because my husband James and my two children Ava and Lara are now sitting directly across the road looking over, so I hope they're listening in as well and hearing what's going on as they're cheering on the final few runners coming through. Ciara and John, a running power couple. Is that what we would call you?
Yeah, we're the most in love couple here in Newry today. All right, Declan?
Well, we've had a proposal
earlier on.
You're second.
Yeah.
You're second.
Second place is always good. How did you fare today?
Broke 2 hours today. Definitely found it tough last 5k. Had to fight hard to get home, but it's good. Good day.
Did you run with a pacer, Ciara?
Yes, I stayed in between Mo and Joanne.
And it's great to have it. That's what we were saying, how important the pacers are, and we got them a little mention of them earlier on. Maybe didn't give them enough credit for what they've done, but they're so important for runners like you, like me, who like to maybe have that bit of guidance. So big shout out to...
Yes, no, I stayed with Maureen and then tried to stay at the back of Joanne's crowd as well. So the girls were, Mo was 2 and Joanne was 1.
There you go, you're in. Did you actually run the route before the race? Did you do some training out in the route?
No, I didn't, no.
Just 4 children, Declan. There's not how to do. We were wondering there, you two would usually be running this event, would you find more endurance hanging out with Declan all day or doing the half marathon?
Well, this is what we were trying to decide, which was actually harder.
I performed with Declan before to see it.
The thing is with Declan, John, he did say he was going to start to sing, and I was going to do a mic drop. I was going to do a mic drop and leave. So I think we've done okay commentary wise. I think when you
could do a duet.
When you get to about 10 mile, you realise, no, I'd prefer to be doing commentary than actually out running.
Touching hands.
No, you're not allowed. You are not permitted.
A big shout out to Barry O'Carroll for pacing the sub 90 minutes. Barry done an impeccable job.
We did mention him earlier on, and we said he would be a great pacer. How did he run that?
And he kept bringing crack. He was a ball of crack the whole way down the road, up and down, and then the last couple of mile, I pushed on a wee bit and got under in around 88 minutes. So
Brilliant.
88:47, I think was my finish time. So
Brilliant.
we're really, really happy with that.
Fantastic.
Planning to get under 90 minutes today, and definitely a big shout out to Barry O'Carroll who done the job.
I'm just still trying to process how somebody can bring you in under 90 minutes and still keep the crack going.
Oh yeah,
How
he never
does that
stopped.
happen?
He was asking us all how much our shoes were and stuff, and it was sort of taking our mind off the pain, you know.
But that's the thing as well, and that's why pacers are so important, because those distraction techniques then they make you think about something else.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Deborah would have been a pacer in the day as well.
That's right, yeah.
I was. I have
always shouting out and getting your names and who you
and
are,
singing,
where you come from.
Singing.
You led some of the singing. You're responsible for some of the singing
in
as well.
fairness, didn't get too many
We're a very
compliments.
musical city, aren't we?
It's like Green Street in our house this week. It's obviously Ciara's Newry City Runners and I'm Newry ASC, so it's like.
So tell us, yes, how does
it's
that
like
work?
Green Street, you know.
Let's just manage what time so we can.
Well,
both
Ciara
go
and
back
James, my brother James, you know James.
Yeah, we know James, yeah.
So James sort of took Ciara under his wing and took her to Newry City Runners, and
And you just let her go from
I let her
your
go,
ASC?
yeah. I let her go.
Friendly rivalry on the day.
Yeah.
Do tag team swapping the track, isn't it?
Yes, no, but
just in the track now.
I'm actually swapped.
But in fairness, you said you've 4 children. Like, how difficult is it to balance training and running a family and busy life?
Well, we kind of do the thing where John's not affected at all, and so I just kind of have to manage my training, and John just.
Well, I work at night, so I can do almost in a day. So I play music at night, so.
So he only works 2 hours a day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
a couple of days a week, you know.
6 hours a week, yeah.
Oh, it's
we kind of just juggle around the children, don't we? Yeah.
Yep.
And it is, and it's important, and I think it's important too. I've just mentioned my husband sitting across there looking. It's important when both people run that you both get that opportunity, and sometimes something needs to give if somebody's training for a marathon and the other person maybe steps back. But it's great to see couples out.
Ciara's very new to running. She's only run a couple of years now. She's very new to it, so.
Well, she doesn't look very new to it, because I have seen her at the track, and Ciara is really shaping up to do wonderful things. So John and Ciara, thank you so much for talking
Good to see you as always.
Congratulations, brilliant achievement.
I feel a few drops of rain coming on there.
I know, but
that'll spur people along over the line.
It all held off, and we until we were nearly finished. And I think we are coming through. We still have runners coming through here, which is great. Yeah. And I don't know if we have any shots left out on the course. I think most of our people are coming through here now at the moment, and sometimes. People forget that.
That's Claire Byrne is number 73 coming along here.
I think sometimes people forget that everybody's running the same distance, and
exactly.
The longer you're out on the course, the more difficult it can sometimes be. So congratulations to Claire and all those people who are coming in now, and still many of them possibly going to achieve PBs or maybe running their first half marathon and doing an absolutely tremendous job. And I see somebody coming back to support Claire.
Well done,
support Claire in
big smile
and get her across the line.
Somebody going to bring her over the line. Well done.
That is absolutely brilliant to see, and lots of people now enjoying their hospitality afterwards. We have lots of people getting sandwiches. We always provide food.
631 is Robert Mabon.
After this event, and I'm seeing more beer. So there is definitely pints somewhere, Declan. So we have picked the wrong place to stand beside the toilets and not beside the beer tent, or not beside the bar. So we have 816.
599 is Doneen McLaughlin.
And 816 coming past us here now. And I know just before we go off our live feed and let the pictures run for a little while,
that's Ed Shields 816.
We are going to try and get talking to Damien Mulholland just as our
doing
final.
Well to tie him down. He's very, very busy today.
I think very busy. I think somebody has gone.
Someone's on their way. Somebody's running after him. 599.
They are. So well done to everybody, and again, well done to the mobile media team who have done a tremendous job today in bringing you all of this footage.
Doneen McLaughlin 599 going through there as well.
The drone pictures were just amazing.
Weren't they absolutely fantastic?
Back on them, the fixed cameras, the moving cameras, the team here back in the OB unit. I'm getting into the lingo.
Yeah, we're starting to talk it. Yeah,
starting to do it, and I see Barry Fagan coming along here. Barry, I think, was the lead cyclist. Taking one of the runners
coming
home.
Up in the red vest, it's Jared Maher from Drogheda District.
So good man, Jared.
Well done, Jared. And what's that? 5:13. And 5:13 is Elaine McCarthy from Luscasey. 5:13, Elaine just away through, and the blue and white of Luscasey.
And it's great to see lots of people still here cheering the crowd on, and as they move through. Declan's just checking through.
Scurrying away, the rain's coming on heavy now.
I think all of our production crew has suddenly appeared, and they're hanging out with us for the rest of the
They've all found the fun of the gazebo now, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very keen. Very keen.
They're topping up the tan. All the golfers among them.
They weren't so keen to leave the sunshine a little while ago, but guys, you've done a tremendous job.
There's Brendan Monaghan, local photographer, keeping his lenses dry.
And I think, even people coming in that last straight, it may be a welcome, that little drip of rain that has just come through as we finish off or close off towards the end of our live coverage here today. We hope you have enjoyed it. We hope you have had a chance to see the runners that you're here to support.
It's been brilliant.
We have enjoyed it, Declan, and it's been a fabulous morning. All of the crew, the atmosphere has been tremendous, and we look forward to maybe, I suppose, getting some of the feedback and seeing how we can do better and differently going forward. And I believe we are going to have Damien Mulholland before we finish.
He's on his way, is it? The papers are blowing everywhere.
Finish off,
They're blowing everywhere.
And we have Christopher and Jenna McGee, and I'm going to try and get just 1 minute with Christopher McGee here, because
Christopher,
we did mention
a chat with Christopher many days during the week. How are you, Christopher?
We did mention Christopher. Come in now. Christopher has got what we've talked about all morning. This pint,
alcohol-free beer.
It's alcohol-free, is it? Because we were wondering, was there a beer tent
free
somewhere
alcohol-free beer?
There is.
That we weren't
it's free alcohol. Yes.
Aware of, and
so
everybody
really
has got provided with
lovely food.
Tell us,
lovely
how
food.
did your run
So
go?
yes, went well.
Good man.
How did you
enjoyed
finish?
it. So came in sub 2.
Fantastic.
So I was hoping
more
to
than
15. So surprised myself.
Did you stick with Mo, the pacer?
I didn't. I tried to stay ahead of her.
But that's really good sometimes, because that spurs you on if you know that pacer's staying behind you. So we're very proud of you.
That's quite a margin of time. You were aiming for 2:15 and you came in sub 2.
I was, yeah.
Where did you find those 15 minutes?
Well, I had 2 hidden gels in my pocket, so I pulled them. So I think that worked.
Super boosters.
Those super boosters, that's right.
Tell us about look at all the Wood Innovations crew are there supporting.
Look at the support we have.
And
how could you not knock 15 minutes off your time with people like that?
And Jenna and the boys. Christopher, you had a big team out from Wood Innovations today.
We did.
And you're running for Cancer Fund for Children.
We are, yes. So we're our charity partners this year is the Cancer Fund for Children. So we arranged we had 13 runners out today. So everybody out training and giving it all, and so it was,
and do you have a Just Given link?
We do. We have a Just Given link. It's on the Wood Innovations website and social media. So
there's just a little plug if anybody would like to support.
Indeed,
because
indeed.
it's a charity
Every little helps.
very close to your own heart.
It is indeed. I was doing it in memory of my wee boy Connell, who I lost almost 4 years now. So it meant a lot.
And it means a lot. It means a lot for your colleagues to support you, and to have your family and friends here with you today. And we all be thinking of and love and miss Connell. And I think so many other families are in the same situation, and just organisations like we mentioned our 5 charity partners, but we talked about Cancer Fund for Children, about Alzheimer's Society, about all those charities close to people's heart, and it's so important that events like this support those as well today. So what's your fundraising target?
It was 5,000.
Okay,
so we're at 2.5.
2.5.
So we still have a bit to go.
We've a bit to go.
We still have a bit to go.
Anybody who would like to support Christopher and the Wood Innovations team, and Edwina.
And Edwina Flynn, Miss Flynn, she's over there.
She got on. She has been on camera.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of course, she has been on camera. So we did get her. So congratulations,
Thank you very much.
and to Jen and to Loughran,
Smile.
your supporter.
Deborah. There we go, another one for the record.
Lovely.
Yes, thank you so much.
Congratulations on sub 2. That's incredible.
Thank you, Dag.
It's all that training.
It's all that training.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Damien Mulholland. Damien,
yes,
come in.
Come in.
In the middle.
All right, guys.
Damien, an incredible event. You must be very proud.
I'm absolutely delighted. Today was a good day for Newry. The sun shone. The runners had a fabulous time. Perfect running conditions. I'm sure there were some great times out there. and the feedback from everybody is they loved it today and they can't wait to come back next year.
That's absolutely. We have been tethered here under the gazebo for all the day. So, did you get a sense of the atmosphere out there at the start, finish, and on the course?
Oh, it was an absolute. Everywhere was buzzing from early morning when the runners were arriving. You could see all the happy smiles, and then when they started off, everybody was coming back in, pushing hard. And then one of the highlights of the day was the kids' run.
Yeah, wasn't it brilliant?
We said that as well.
They didn't get the email, don't go off too fast.
I'm cycling with the kids running, they're supposed to follow me. So they had to put the pedal to the metal to make sure they kept up. They were great.
But it was lovely too, because we could see them at the start here, and then we could see them on the far side at the basin on the greenway, and then coming back again. So the whole of that race was visible to all the parents and supporters.
I am particularly proud that we saw a female runner, a young lady, winning the race, winning the 2K by a country mile.
There is a future star in the making.
Star.
That young girl was 50 metres ahead of the nearest person, and I'm also glad to say my 3-year-old granddaughter was in that race as well.
There you go.
So she enjoyed it as well.
And we talked to Willie about that, about the importance of getting families involved and getting everyone involved. But you were too busy to talk to us earlier on. What were you doing? What is the morning preparation and a race like this involved?
It's important, Deborah. What I want to do is I want the runners to come to Newry, have a great experience and leave. But that doesn't happen by itself. That takes 12 months of preparation. So everything's prepared. We have the medics, we have the toilets, we have the traffic management. But more importantly, Newry City runners commit to doing this.
Yeah.
They put in thousands of hours.
They forgo their own race.
That's it. Like, for talk's sake, here's 3 people here. If it was in any other town, we'd all be running. And we're all here to make sure that our runners and the people that come to Newry have a good day. When we started the race, one of the things when we started this race was to raise money for charity. And we do that. Raise much needed funds for 5 charities. 5
charity partners. We mentioned them throughout the morning and how important they are and how important it is for us to get behind them and the other charities. We talked about, Christopher there talked about Cancer Fund for Children. We talked about Jack Conady running for Alzheimer's Society. Lots of different charities that are close to people's hearts.
Over the years, this race has probably raised £250,000 for charities.
That's
not just our charities, but in general.
Yeah.
And we're very thankful to our sponsors. Have to thank Newry Business Improvement District and Newry Credit Union, because if you don't have big sponsors like that, you need it to put in all the governance and everything that you need for your runners. And of course the Keys is a lovely place to host from, and the backdrop of Albert
Backdrop is
Basin.
fantastic, isn't
Just
it?
when you see some of that drone footage and some of those drone shots, we're just blessed with where we live. If you look there, the guys are right on cue. The guys are showing just the wonderful asset that we have here, the wonderful place that we live in, and it's a credit to you, Damien, and all the team, the work and effort that you've put into making today happen.
And you took a risk this year by stepping up with the live streaming.
Oh, the live streaming, we were ready for the live stream. Was it a risk? No risk whatsoever, because we have a professional team. We knew they would come in and showcase our event. And I have no doubt when these pictures go around the world, everybody's going to want to come to Newry next year.
Exactly, yeah.
But thanks to you.
Not at all.
And we were getting wonderful messages through from people, messages of support, and that's showing that families are, for example, we had Colleen McGahan, who's in hospital waiting on surgery, wanting to cheer on her husband Michael, and she couldn't be here today, so she got an opportunity to watch the race from her hospital bed. Other people, I know I have family that are on holidays at the minute, and they were watching it from Tenerife. So you've got all these people that are getting the opportunity to be part of it, even though they couldn't be here, and that's down to you and the team and mobile media and everybody who made this happen. So thank you so much,
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah. We were just saying earlier too, you talked about the runners making an event for the runners, and you can so glibly say it's Newry Half Marathon, Newry 10K, but it's 13.1 miles. You're out on the road, you got to put the training in for that, you got to be on the day, you got to be right with the right attitude. The weather was great, everything needs to go for you. Same with the 10K. It's a big event.
It is a big event. It's the biggest mass participation event in the county. That's how big it is. By the time you add in the kids on that, there are probably 2,000 runners.
Oh, without doubt, before you even count the supporters. And there was wonderful support here today. It really, I think it's the biggest crowd that we've seen.
I'm sure you're here, you could feel the buzz. I could feel the buzz from the runners, but I could feel the buzz from all the helpers and the marshals and the supporters and our charities. Everybody gets a feel from this. It's just a great day.
So planning starts for next year now?
Planning starts tomorrow.
Tonight there will be.
Tonight's a different matter.
A couple of there'll be a celebration, and everybody will get involved. And I think it is a very, very job well done. And thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay.
Hold on now.
Thank you, Damien. Thank you.
We've got to get a picky here before you go.
Okay.
This is Declan doing his multitasking and trying to make every one of our interviewees end up on his feed as well.
There we go.
And that brings us to our conclusion of our live feed. Declan, have you enjoyed your show?
I have had a brilliant. I mean, if you look at the time now, I got my watch out. It's 20 to 1. We've been talking since 9:45. Who ever thought that was possible?
Well, I knew it was possible with you. I didn't know if I was going to be able to stick with you and stay with you for the afternoon. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you to Anna, our roving reporter, who did a wonderful job.
Come in.
Who's waving out of the truck at us.
What do you think of that event?
Amazing.
Wasn't it?
Very impressed, guys.
Anna is a journalism student and I think has a very bright future
Thank you very much.
in the world. And we've Peter Maguire just coming past us here. Peter is another one of our stalwarts of the club. And just Peter, as we close off our
Peter's looking for his car key.
Our
It's very important. You've got to leave things somewhere where you can find them.
You get all sorts of jobs when you're here on
And we must say a huge thank you to the team from Mobile Media. Guys, it's been absolutely incredible. Seamless. We just arrived, we started, all the kit was here. Everything was perfection. So thank you very much to all the team at Mobile Media.
I think in our ear they're trying to make us laugh here, but
you can never do that.
We're giving them a thumbs up in the OB van.
It's been absolutely incredible. It's a huge professional operation to bring the drone, to bring the cameras, to bring the mobile cameras as well, the locked off cameras, all of the communication. Do not underestimate the work that goes into bringing this to you live on the stream.
And finally, the big thank you to Ali McKenzie for this being his brainchild. We hope you have enjoyed our coverage here. We're going to keep the live feed running with a little bit of music behind it for a while as some of the rest of our runners come in. You cannot sing, Declan. You can save that for later on over a little glass of Prosecco or a pint.
Yes.
One of those alcohol-free
we've seen walking past.
You certainly do not need alcohol to start singing. But from Declan McConaghy and from myself, Deborah Loughran, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. I didn't even get to kick off the races. He was shouting at me earlier for saying that the races were about to kick off rather than to start. I thought it was at a football match. But we hope you've enjoyed our company. We have certainly
been great fun,
enjoyed it.
And well done to all the runners.
It has been
all the runners. Without the runners, it wouldn't happen.
In Newry. We hope we'll see lots of PBs coming through today. We know some of our course records have been broken.
We have.
And this bodes well
a proposal as well.
We had a proposal, and this all bodes well for next year, and we hope to see you back here in 2026 for the next Newry Half Marathon, 10k and Kids Fun Run. Thank you so much.
What a wrap.